Well,
you were the one that discovered it, really. That your
You mean when I fell on my ass?
Incident was the
I
one.
guess so.
I mean, they didn't know about the.
Yeah. So the bolts are underneath. You can't get to them, and the company did not Loctite them when they shipped them.
But
It was in a commercial.
Suzanne
Just the other corner.
thought you were doing it on purpose.
No, I know she did. The only thing I did on purpose is I put that little ugly chair
I
there.
thought you like scooted the chair out, but the top of the chair just popped off.
No, literally, the whole chair,
Wow. Just broke in half.
it just fucking broke because they didn't use Loctite on something.
Wow.
So they recalled every one of them. So when he got his replacement, the one that was right there, it was one of the ones that was recalled. So he's bringing it there, or they're coming up here to Loctite it.
I thought you were fooling with Tom.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Okay,
No.
Tom,
If I was fooling with them, we would have done it live.
we're trying to do them in a minute first, just so we can save them
coming up here to lock
Okay.
for your recorded live.
and tell him
Ross
when he
actually
asks
does
me,
commercials
I'm
for
going
him as well.
Trim him anyway, but okay, I will.
Okay.
But I understand what he meant.
Okay, I'll tell him.
Geez, and then you're telling them that I'm
I thought you were
fucking
playing a
taking
joke
care.
on him. I thought you were just like being silly on a Friday.
What do you think, it's April Fool's? What do you think I would
Every
do
day
this
is April
for?
Fool's with you.
You think he's silly?
Hey, we're going to dinner tonight. Just kidding.
Don't be an asshole.
No, that's hard.
That's hard. No, I've seen harder, trust me. We've been married almost 26 years. That was pretty soft. So right after the show, we'll do that car deal.
I just can't believe I was married for 28 years.
What kind of car deal are you doing?
That's a long
You
time.
just put a fuel pump in it.
Yeah, but you've been married,
On the donation.
period, how long?
So
In my life?
you gotta live
Yeah,
up
like
when
40
you-
years, right?
Well, plus Stephanie, I mean, if you count,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I count whatever you've been married, so 40,
Someone
whatever.
donated the car?
Somebody, didn't Clint find it?
Is it a good-looking car?
Too bad.
What is it?
No, a guy called in on that.
It's an
Clint did some fixing on it.
It's an Explorer, like an 05
Well,
or
I
06.
don't know here.
We're giving away a car afterwards
It's
to
only got
charity. You want to do that?
50,000
You want to go up or no?
I can't,
Oh, yeah?
because my
Down here
kids.
with
Oh,
the
that's right.
V8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great car.
That's what it is, a Mountaineer?
Yeah.
Oh,
They call
wow.
them Explorer.
Aren't they like an Explorer?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Green.
I've always
But-
wondered
little-
how
little
those-
nicer.
Little nicer.
Is it
nicer
rough?
trim?
Yeah. It's not rough?
I've always wondered how
Little
those
kids,
Mountaineers
little
with the
faded,
V8s,
here
how
and
they
there,
run.
nothing major. But
Geez, after that one
Do
with
we
all
have,
leather and shit.
Oh, no,
Zara and
it's
Simply
Saturn.
Force in
What
the
size
offer?
I see that.
size is the
I
other?
see that
It's a
guy
5 liter.
occasionally.
Oh, really?
Okay.
He works at a Sam. We gave this one guy a car. He works at the Sam's Club we shop at in Castle Rock.
That's nice.
He's always so happy. He's like, "Oh my God, we used."
But other than the hail, oh my God, the car leather and
And the hell wasn't even that
like
bad.
10-position heated seats and all.
Yeah.
I mean, just like
Didn't have a sunroof too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Leather sunroof,
Nice. That's a nice little ride. It was.
and it was a Saturn. I didn't even know
So
Saturn
Moses
made
is
a
helping
nice
me
car.
out.
So it was like a luxury
Moses is a
Saturn.
good guy.
What
Yeah,
was
he
it?
ran out of
Saturn.
gas coming up to my house, so I said, follow me.
It was a weird one because no one saw.
Saturn.
So,
It was like, gave the guy $20.
It was a four-door sedan by Saturn that was really nice. It wasn't an SL.
The 300.
Kind of like that, but I think it was the next one up.
Yeah, the 300. They have the L300. What are the Saturn
Or
cars?
the L300. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But yeah, no, it was, but a big back seat and everything. I mean, it was a full-size sedan.
So how is everybody?
Okay.
Doing pretty good, man.
How's your New Year?
Good.
Ready for a big 2019?
It's gonna be one of those shows, huh?
Well, we got a nut last night.
Holy shit,
Got a guy
guys.
kicked us out of the store.
We got kicked out of the place, and then we went to this lady's house that literally has like real mental issues.
Heaters and the
She was showing us little jars filled with bugs,
base heaters.
but they weren't bugs. They were like lint, carpet fibers. And she's like, these things are crawling around on me at night. They're all around me. And then there's a big rat in my room. He just went into the box before you guys came.
He breathes hard under the bed.
He breathes hard.
I heard that. She said it was wheezing under the bed.
Dude, she had no covers on the bed because she's afraid all the rodents will sleep under the covers to stay warm with her. So literally, she jacks the heat up and sleeps just on the mattress and the sheet. So she goes, right before you guys came, this huge tail I saw jump into this box right here. She shows us a box. So I just pick it up. We go through the box. There's no droppings. There's no rat. There's nothing. He's looking under the bed.
She has a picture of a maggot that she said was standing up and then turned into a fly.
It turned into a fly
Oh,
before
God.
her eyes. Dude, she had a picture on her phone. She's like, there's the maggot, and it stood up, and it was looking at me. Then it turned into a fly.
Oh my God.
And Dan's going, man, wow, are you sure? That sounds pretty quick.
This has taken a long time for that recording.
Like a,
I don't know.
you got,
Oh, dude,
What
it was
store did you
really
get
cool.
thrown at?
What's that?
What store did you get thrown out of?
The fucking auctioneer.
Oh,
Thrown out for what reason?
The
It's
sculpture?
up online.
Yeah.
for showing up.
We'll be talking about it.
Okay.
Tuesday, that's Tuesday.
What do you mean it's Tuesday?
She can't come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she can't come on today.
Well,
We're still gonna talk.
we can still talk about it. Did we get them up on sleeves?
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah.
Here's that lady.
We're on, guys. Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This is a consumer advocacy show where we help people. This hour brought to you by Ideal Home Loan. Ideal Home Loan. Let me tell you what we do here if you're new, and I hope you are new because we love having new people here on the show, and we have such an influx of people coming to Colorado. This is really and truly the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, truly, because no other show discusses just consumer stuff, and not only discusses it, but we get directly involved in your life and come and help you out. Mark literally yesterday went out and confronted a guy about something we'll talk about. And then we also have help, information, and referrals, referralist.com. One of the guys, one of the people on the referral list, Brent Ivinson, years ago started Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. They're a lender, direct lender, and we wholeheartedly endorse them for refinancing or buying. So that's idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000. Let me give you one hallmark, interest rate guarantee. So you don't have to worry about catching the bottom. If it goes down, you can refinance as many times as you want. If it goes down, you refinance free of charge. And it only has to go down 3/4 of a point. And then each time you do it, you get another 2-year guarantee. That's 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. So on the show, you're going to hear us helping people and getting experts. Those experts come from our referral list. And you're going to hear us also promoting businesses that we feel are great. Now, unlike any other show, you can complain to us about advertisers, about people on the referral list, about anyone, of course, people off the referral list. You can just call us for help. Even neighbor versus neighbor we've handled. Today's car day, and we usually get our car experts in here today. And we have Mark Machowski from Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. We got Kevin Kalkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, Bryant Grossi from Lakewood Auto Electric. And each one of these, they can testify firsthand. They've done work for us to help people. Sometimes it's taking a look at something to get a third opinion, second opinion. Sometimes it's a first opinion. We just need to know what's going on. They've done charity work for us, donations for us. One of the biggest problems is with auto electrics, because no matter what, I don't care what kind of a mechanic you are, electrics are secondary. I mean, most of the time people work on the gears and the pistons and the rings and the plugs and the spark plug wires and the hoses and the belts and the transmissions, the steering linkages, the suspension. I mean, there are so many systems, but when it comes to electric, wow. And of course, electrics have changed. Oh my God. I mean, it's nothing. I don't know if there's anything the same. Are distributors the same? Of course not. Spark plugs don't fire the same way. Brian, auto electric systems, are they just completely different than, let's say, the 70s or 60s and 70s? Or are there any things right now still pretty common to those cars? Anything?
No, nothing.
Not
Nothing.
one? Is that so? Not
Nothing.
one thing?
Nothing. The fact that they're 12-volt systems, that's about it. It used to be mechanical. Fuel systems used to be mechanical. Distributors, rotating parts for distributors.
Aren't batteries even different?
Batteries are even different. They need more reserve capacity to handle all this electronic load that these vehicles have now.
Parasitic drain.
Big topic.
This is a topic. That means when your vehicle sits. Some of these newer exotic cars and newer luxury cars, if they sit, your battery will run out.
Yes. Yeah. As a matter of fact, some of the high-end German stuff that's coming out, they have 3 batteries. You know, they not just they have one for the engine, one for egress in case the battery, because there's no keyhole for your driver's door to get in anymore in a lot of these vehicles, and there's really no way to get in to the car if the battery is dead. And then also towing the car.
They have one for starting.
One for starting.
And that one, you would think that is a totally different battery than one you would use for parasitic drain, because parasitic drain, it comes from the word parasite, and what we're talking about are things like clocks and computers and things that stay powered up. And when they stay powered up, even though they may drain only a little, they require a different kind of battery. There are deep cycle batteries, and then there are quick cycle batteries. I mean, or I don't know if I'm even using the right words, but there's one that's made to last a long time, but it doesn't put out a crap load. Whereas there's some, they're not designed to last a long time. They're designed to give you all they got.
Yeah, exactly.
So the starting part of the battery gives you all they got.
All they got right away.
But it can, if you used it a lot, it would run out quick.
Yeah, it's not a good battery for storage. It's a good battery that's maintained quickly.
Is deep cycle the one we call for storage?
Yeah. Basically RVs, boats, those kind of batteries.
The starting kind, what are they called?
There's just a regular acid core battery, and now they're starting to come out with the lithium-ion stuff that's super expensive.
There is no one battery good for both.
No, well, I mean, basically the system that controls all these computers from going to sleep correctly while the vehicle is in the off position is almost more important than the battery. So that's where we run into the parasitic drain aspect of things. When things hang up, and when you turn your car off, that car is actually going through a process trying to figure out if you went home for the evening or you just went into 7-Eleven and you're going to come back out.
How does it know?
It knows because of the sequence of exiting the car. Did you turn the key off? You put it in park. Did it see a door ajar switch, a seat belt?
Come on. It uses logic?
It uses logic. There's computers that use logic to figure that out.
Now, wouldn't it be nice, though, if you had a sleep button and a shutdown button?
Yes, but then you
like our computers do.
Yeah.
I have a sleep and I have a shutdown.
Yeah, but you lose a lot of the personality effects of the vehicles that have personality features like memories for your stereo, perimeter lighting, things like that. Yeah. And then actually there's adaptive values for the way you drive your car. It learns your pattern of shifting.
So it knows who's driving.
It knows who's driving.
It knows your preferences for mirrors and seats.
Yeah.
Stations on the radio.
And there's idle things. For example, you turn on your conditioning and there's an idle control for the vehicle. It can lose its idle memory.
Does it know your shift patterns?
Yes.
So wait a minute, Mark Machowski, transmission guy.
Real critical.
There are transmissions that learn how I drive or computers.
Absolutely.
And but if I get out of the car quickly and my wife gets in, they don't know that, obviously, right? It has to learn, does it store like my habits? And does it store my wife's habits?
Absolutely.
But then if a totally third-person stranger gets in, it starts learning again?
Yes, it does. Yes.
It's just amazing to me. It's amazing.
It might take a few cycles for the transmission to learn you're driving, whether you're heavy foot, light foot, or medium throttle. But yeah, it will learn.
Now, Uriah called yesterday. I wanted to get him on for Car Day, and we wanted to get an expert on. We get this call all the time. Uriah had damage done, and it's not about Brakes Plus we get the call about. We get the call about damage, what's called diminished value. And basically, Uriah, you're saying that Brakes Plus did some damage to your car because they didn't secure the tire when you left. And they're admitting that, right?
Yes.
And they're taking care of you. They're being pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're wondering, do I have diminished value? And I made a statement yesterday that with 100,000 miles in an older car, you don't have much diminished value. In fact, the older the car, the higher the mileage, the lower your diminished value. Whereas if you had a car a few months old with hardly any miles, you have a lot of diminished value. It's logical. As the car gets older, as you rack up miles, diminished value, potential diminished value goes down.
I could understand if something would be on a Carfax. First of all, I'm assuming everything is fixed properly at a good body shop. if that is done and there's no record of this ever happening on something like a Carfax, and in this case there wouldn't be, I don't even understand where the diminished value would come from.
So, Mark, you're saying even if a quarter panel and a big, even if it was quite more than minor, and it wasn't a total, if it was done properly with iCar standards, OEM parts,
and there's no public record of it like Carfax, there's nothing to diminish the value.
Except when it comes to disclosure, obviously, we have to talk about the honesty factor. If someone says, has this ever been in a wreck? What was done? You know, then it's a perception thing. So here's what we did. We, for so long, have been looking for diminished value experts, and we found one. It's amazing. We found one. He's not on the referral list, hint, hint, but I'll tell you what, this is something we need. So we're going to talk to him about diminished value. He actually calls himself an auto damage expert. His website, autodamageexperts.com. So I'm going to ask him all about diminished value. Coming right up, okay? 303-713-TALK.
Usually the diminished value comes in when they pull the Carfax and they see an accident.
But this will be fun to ask him some stuff. Now, on the moral thing, though, the disclosure part, you're right. If it's not public record and you never mention it, there is no diminished value. How could there be?
How would they know?
Unless they brought it to a body shop and the body shop said, well, there might have been an accident here, but it was fixed perfectly.
Yeah, I know, but you'd be surprised, even if fixed perfectly. I will tell you this.
There's that
You may as well, a Ferrari is half price if it's been in a wreck.
Well, that's even if it was fixed by Ferrari, perception. Perception, yeah.
Now, if it was literally a door ding, it wouldn't be half price, but it would be 20-25%. It's amazing.
Wow.
The psychology.
The psychology.
Oh, they're crazy people. Ferrari more than any other I've ever seen. Lamborghini comes close. With Ferraris, man.
I don't know, Volvo owners.
If you do modifications on your Ferrari, you killed it. They want nothing. Nothing.
Interesting.
Aftermarket.
It's not even like a fresh air intake. Well, I'm sure.
If you take your calipers, if you take your brake calipers, okay, and they're black, and you have painted red, if it didn't come from the factory red, and they're painted, they will.
Pardon me, the only way I'm ever going to see him, I was told, is if they're having a problem at the Bronco's place and they've got to do the show here. So me holding on to it, I don't know if it's a good idea. If I find out they're going to be here, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's all right. That's okay. I'm just
Yeah, if I ever find out he's going to be here, I'll let you know.
Mark, I would check the Sharky man, make sure she didn't switch.
That's right.
What is it?
It's a Steve Atwater rookie card. And he wanted Steve to sign it. I said, I'll track him down, but they said he's hardly ever here.
No, he used to be here quite a
Yeah,
lot.
now they're at the Broncos headquarters for the show. Shannon said the only way they would be here is if there's
You know what, though? You know what?
Thank you.
I'll sign it for you.
We might be able to get word to him, though.
That'd be
I
nice.
mean,
I'd
yeah,
really surprise the hell out of
that would be true. We could probably try to get word to him.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But you're right. I used to see him every morning.
Right.
Now I don't
That's
see
what I
him.
was telling. That's what I
The
was telling.
studio is always empty now.
Yeah.
That's true. I never.
Okay, so you paint your calipers black when they were red.
Or red if they're black.
How much? Right. How much value does it take out of the car?
No, they'll just.
Well, there is
put
no
it back.
dollar figure. It's just whoever's looking at it.
No, they won't. They won't buy it. They'll take off whatever it costs to put it back to original. That one is not like an accident.
Oh, okay.
But they don't want it. If you put, there was something some guy did. Okay, he had piping put on his seats.
Yeah, the exhaust. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm talking
on
about
the
piping
seats.
on the seats.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell is
They won't
piping mean? You ever see the bead on
Right.
seats?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
It's a round bead.
Yep.
It's a lot like mom.
Okay, now as far as exhaust, if you fuck with their exhaust and the sound, it's over.
And those exhausts are like, 15,000.
There's nothing like that
It's like a little exhaust that's curled up like this. It looks like a pretzel, and it's this big, and they're $30,000.
Oh my God.
I absolutely love my Ferrari, but I'm going to tell you something. There is nothing at all
Which
better
one do you have?
than snow Corvette.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
Nothing
Look at
better.
Corvette.
Nothing better.
Got a Corvette.
Nothing better than what?
The ride.
Corvette.
Snowflakes.
If you take a new Ferrari, new Corvette, the finish
What Ferrari do you have?
California.
Oh, do you?
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, that Ferrari got me a car,
2 cars.
An airplane, 2 cars and an airplane. That's what it got me.
Actually, and some cash, really.
Right.
So you're saying the Corvette's better?
No, well, in some way,
It's
the
fucking
Corvette,
faster.
if you look at the
for
cars,
sure.
though, I've been on that car, and I bought a brand new. And I bought a brand new. I'm talking about the wiring, the anal retentive stuff, the finish. That Corvette is every bit as good. Every bit as good. The finish, the trim.
Yeah, but if you're
you have a
racing
Corvette
around the
now?
track,
What-
man,
No, I
just
don't have any. And I don't have any well, I shouldn't say I don't have any fancy car. I don't have any exotic car.
Yeah.
I just have one car now. Well, Stephanie has one, but I only have one car.
Lamborghini.
No, it's a G-Wagon. But I used to have a car. I used to always have a car plus a car. I had a driver. I always had a driver, and then I had something.
Yeah.
But I never was comfortable because with the something, I could never go to the movies and park it in a parking lot.
You didn't feel comfortable.
No.
Always worried about
Go.
Yeah.
I'm Tom Martino, SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy Mitchell's the owner. I know Buddy. I know Simply Floors. I know the company. I know you will save money 20, 30, 40, 50%, depending on the floor coverings. Floor coverings are a funny thing. Everyone sells the same if you're really a legit biz, right? So it all comes down to 2 things only. 2 things: price and then the service, because installation is critical. Buddy is at the top when it comes to installation and at the bottom when it comes to price. Just what you want. SimplyFloorsInc.com to make your own appointment. That's the website. All right, let's talk. 303-713-TALK. Uriah had his car into Brakes Plus. They didn't secure the tire. He had damage. They're fixing it. He's saying, do I have diminished value? Good question. When is diminished value appropriate? First of all, by contract, some insurance companies can prevent you from collecting it if it's your policy and you agree to it. In some states, they outlaw diminished value claims. So here's what I'm going to ask. I'm not going to ask John to weigh in on the law or the insurance policies. I just want to know about the concept itself. John, diminished value when it comes to accidents. What would you say the reality is of diminished value in the marketplace?
Tom, diminished value is a real thing that exists. So the typical diminished value that we see on a vehicle that's been involved in an accident, a collision, an incident, much like your listener is dealing with, typical diminished value that we see usually lies somewhere between 10 and 30% of the pre-loss value of the vehicle.
Now, that's typical. But if it's a Ferrari, you can be 50 to 75%.
Potentially. It's all specific to the damage,
right,
the type of repairs that were done.
What suffers the most diminished value? Was I correct in my assessment about years and mileage? Could you explain that?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, everything is specific to the vehicle. So, you know, you're absolutely spot on in your statement with the mileage and the year, the type of vehicle, all those things.
The newer, the more you suffer, right?
The newer and the more value that the vehicle has. So obviously take a Chevy Cruze, for example, that you might buy brand new off the lot for $30,000 versus a Mercedes that you may purchase for $100,000. Obviously the Mercedes is going to carry a higher amount of diminished value, even on a very minor accident.
Let's take Uriah specifically right now. Uriah, what was damaged?
Yes, sir.
First of all, your car, make and model. I wrote it down yesterday. I don't have it.
It's a 2014 Buick Verano. The damage was basically just the whole left driver's side, the bumper, the panel.
When you say the whole left, we're not talking structural, are we?
No, just like the bumper was dented in, that whole side panel ripped backwards. And
what did they hit? I forget what happened.
Just the tire fell off and the vehicle smacked the ground, so it hit the tire as the tire bounced off the car.
Now, how much repair-wise, are they going to Bondo this thing, or what are they doing?
My guess right now, what I've been told, is Brakes Plus is handling all the mechanical issues, and then they're sending it over to a body shop to fix everything else.
I want to ask John Gerlich, Auto Damage Experts, does it matter how it's repaired? Obviously, it matters like cosmetically, but I'm asking you, does it matter if the quarter panel's replaced or if it's drilled and filled?
It does. It certainly carries a different value in the percentage of diminished value, the type of repairs that were done, what was replaced, what type of parts were used, what was repaired, what was painted.
Who mainly wants your services?
Typically, people find out about diminished value, unfortunately, when they're involved in an accident that wasn't their fault, and a few years down the road, they go to trade in or sell the vehicle, and they get hit with this Carfax on the back end. And that's when they find out they're going to take a hit on the value of their vehicle when they're trading it in or selling it. So a typical customer of ours is a consumer that's been involved in an accident that is not their fault. They're educated, they're being proactive in trying to recoup that loss of value on their vehicle before it comes time to resell it.
And John, how do you charge people?
So Auto Damage Experts is a flat fee. It's all contingent on the total cost of repairs, the type of repairs that were done. So what our services include are a post-repair inspection of the vehicle, which is probably one of the most important parts.
Yeah, it is.
My hope is that when I do a post-repair inspection on a vehicle that I'm going to find repairs that have been done to a high level, but unfortunately that's not always the case. Often we uncover incomplete repairs and repairs that are quite frankly dangerous.
What are your what is your expertise? What is your background?
My background is 22 plus years in the collision repair industry. I've ran facilities. I've been a technician. Spent a lot of years repairing vehicles and overseeing the repair of vehicles and trying to repair vehicles correctly.
And so what are your fees run from what to what? What would the range be?
So an average is about $495 to $695.
Okay. And what has been the biggest diminished value claim you've seen?
There's some pretty large ones. I mean, when you're dealing with some of these exotic vehicles and things like that, it's not unheard of to have diminished value claims that are upwards of $40,000-$50,000.
Holy crap. And do you know, or have you followed up to see if people have been successful in collecting?
Yeah, it is. It's a very high success rate of collecting on the diminished value. With my experience, it's about 85 to 90% of these cases that we're able to get resolved involving Auto Damage Experts, the vehicle owner, and the at-fault party. There is a small percentage of them that they do end up in small claims court if they are under the small claims court threshold, or they end up in district courts and things of that nature if the insurance companies choose to fight them.
Do insurance companies usually fight diminished value, or when it comes from you, do you find them reasonable?
There's usually a little bit of negotiation and back and forth that happens, but obviously they don't want to have to put out any more money than they've already had to for repairs, rental, the associated cost of the repairs.
How do you get paid?
He just said he has a flat fee.
Just a flat? How much is a flat fee?
He said. I'm sorry, you were
$495 to like $695.
Let's just say it. He was day trading. Let's just say it. But I can't argue too much because he drags me along on his coattails. So anyway, he said anywhere from $495 to $695, something like that. But Uriah, you have a 2014 Buick Murano, and you have around 100,000 miles. Now, John, just for my cursory look at this with no expertise like yours, I'm not thinking there's a lot there. What do you think,
without running
John,
a value on the vehicle, kind of as a general guideline, if the vehicle is worth less than $10,000, typically your return on investment is not going to be that great, hiring a third party like Auto Damage Experts to assist you with the handling of the diminished value claim. But if the vehicle has a value upwards of, say, $10,000 to $15,000, then it's usually worth pursuing, paying our fee, and the return on investment at that point becomes enticing. And obviously, if you're dealing with a vehicle that's worth $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, you can do the simple math on that, and it's definitely worth the return on investment at that point.
Uriah, the very first thing you should do is just ask them just ask Brakes Plus, would they consider paying you something? See what they say.
Okay, yeah, because they didn't even start an insurance claim. They were basically doing it all out of pocket.
Yeah.
And the car is valued at about $12,000. So would you consider me going and having it appraised and whatnot?
Well, you heard the fee. You heard the fees. I mean, what do you feel, Uriah? I mean, how much you going to get? I mean, on a $12,000 vehicle, I mean, if you got even 25%, which I don't think you would. I mean, 25%, and this is me talking, not him. You're talking about $3,000. I don't know, yeah. John. I don't know, John. What would you advise someone walking into your place? They have a $12,000 vehicle, 100,000 miles on a 14 Buick Murano. What would you say?
Well, what I always offer is a free consultation. The things that we need to do a consultation is basically to have a copy of the repair estimate of what type of repairs are going to be done to the vehicle. From there, I can run a rough value on the vehicle and give a consultation and say, hey, here's what the fee would look like, and here's what I believe you're owed in diminished value. Now a person can make an educated decision.
See, that is a no-risk deal. I mean,
to me, yeah, exactly. Uriah has an advocate now for his case. I mean, why would you turn that down? Yeah, I think
John has a no-lose situation.
I think it's a no-brainer.
He'll actually consult with you and tell you if it's even worth pursuing.
Yeah.
I mean, so why don't you just do that, Uriah? By the way, John, AutoDamageExperts.com, is that the best way for people to get a hold of you?
It is. You can go right to the website. There's a client info form on there that you can put all your information in. And then, like I said, we'll be back in contact with you, get the necessary information that we might be missing, and always provide that free consultation.
Geez, I pray you didn't cover this, but how about insurance companies where a car is totaled and they're offering someone nowhere near what they think the value of their vehicle is?
You're right, Mark. He doesn't do just diminished value. We could be talking about a claim, just a claim. Like, what if it's an older car but in perfect condition, a classic car, or just a car, as Mark said, where they don't offer you a fair price?
Yeah, that's something we deal with a lot as well, and that's something that most insurance policies have built into the policy called the appraisal clause or right to appraisal, where there's a dispute with the actual cash value of the vehicle in the case of a total loss or in the case of what it may cost to repair the vehicle. So that's something we assist with as well. And we get a lot of hail damage here in Colorado, and that's where we see a lot of that happening with the appraisal clause, is the insurance company coming back with a lower offer than what that vehicle is worth, and that's something that we can step in and assist with.
So, Uriah, let us know what happens. I mean, like I said, it doesn't strike me right off the bat as worth going after, but who knows? John says he'll give you a free consultation, AutoDamageExperts.com. Okay, Mandy, you have a problem with a chiropractor? Mandy?
Yes, I do.
What's the problem?
Well, my husband was in an accident May 2017, and they did not submit bills to insurance at that time.
No.
Yeah, they told us they would see if our automobile insurance or the other parties would cover it, which they wouldn't. It was a long process. We found out almost a year to the date of the first date of his visit, that the car insurance was not going to cover. So they told us to go ahead. I told them to submit it to medical insurance, and they would do that. They submitted some of it, not all of it.
Okay, hold on, and we'll come back. Mandy, the usual rule is you're responsible for medical bills and health care and all that, no matter what. I mean, now, here's the problem. A lot of these health care providers give you the false impression they're taking care of it all, especially chiropractors, because they don't want you thinking about racking up a bill. They just want you to rack it up, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. So we will talk about that.
What's that? There's no way that guy's car is worth 12 grand. I've always wanted to put the very best.
Not even close.
Very best, all leather and everything, 10 grand.
We're done with these two.
Here's your feet, they do all this stuff, and they make a custom pair of shoes just for you. Oh, that would be
a free consultation.
Oh, absolutely. If nothing else,
he has an advocate for his case. Somebody that's pulling for him.
I've always wondered, the Blue Book values. Who comes up with the values in the Blue Book? And how is that done?
I think it's probably based on sales.
Right.
Because it's regional, it's not a nationwide, it's regional.
You probably have a link to the database of the DMV, the license plate fees and stuff.
The auctions and everything going through.
I hope.
How in depth they do that.
The other thing I was wondering is if Big O had a clause on their work order that said he had to go to arbitration or something, but I don't think they do. And even if they did, that's negligence, so I don't know if that would cover it. Maybe it would, I don't know. If you guys put something on your work order saying, hey, if there is an issue, like a tire off, I mean, I wouldn't use that as an example, but if there's any issue, you have to go to mediation before we sue. I wonder if any, like Firestone, if anybody does that. And then I wonder if that would even hold up under a tire off situation.
That's a good question.
Did you guys have anything like that?
You know, I never read the back of that fucking invoice. I mean, I was here.
It was long like this. It was like...
It was little language in a very light blue on the back. I literally never read it.
You get about halfway through and fall asleep.
You don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Mark, funny, Goodyear wouldn't just use Goodyear's forms.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because it covered, we had nationwide warranty. It covered everything on everything.
You would have thought they would have just went through it with you quickly. Goodyear.
Goodyear.
Yeah.
Hey, all of those
Did Cindy
franchises.
come there? Did she drop her car off? Cindy, the one with the kind of the...
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he just got started on it yesterday. So
What was it?
the motor put in.
Motor put in, had lots of trouble. Well, Kevin, you did good and stuff on this, so he's taking it, he says, as long as you don't need it right away, you know,
Well,
we'll
she's unemployed. She went on unemployment check.
She didn't say that, yeah.
So what are you gonna do though? She got money to fix it?
Well, I just told her we're gonna part-time it. So all my drivability guys in between cars waiting on parts, waiting on the next car coming or something to look at it. But I'm not gonna tie them up for 5 hours for, you know.
Yeah.
Is there a problem with the people who put the engine in?
Well, I don't know yet.
Oh.
Well, the dealer put it in with a 90-day warranty, but it was 95 days ago or 100 days ago. So now
They're not stepping up? Really?
It's one of the best advertising campaigns I ever heard.
What is?
PatriotSoftware.com.
What? I don't even know.
PatriotSoftware.com.
No, but see, it's one of those jingles, but you don't remember what it is.
Fuck yeah, he did. Patriot Software.
You did, Tom did, I didn't know.
I didn't even hear the spot.
If you listen to satellite radio, it is on every channel, fucking constantly, like that Cars for Kids one. It just never goes away. It's stuck in your head, man. And it's cheap as hell. They compete directly with like QuickBooks.
Right when you said that, I
they had charged
came to my
2
mind
hours.
was Liberty.
I'll tell you the one from, I don't think they've played the commercial for 15 years. The Tree Farm. You remember the Tree Farm jingle?
No. Got the EcoBoost.
Boy, is that Ocasio for a freshman rep? Is she getting her?
Ooh, she's ballsy, boy.
But she
I
doesn't
kind of,
care.
I hate her politics, but I like her. She represents the Democrats in the Bronx.
She doesn't care. She gets booted off. She don't care.
What is she trying to do?
Oh, she's trying to shake up the whole
She's the youngest. She went after Joe Lieberman. She said, "This who? This who means like, who are you? You haven't been around forever, you old fucking dog, you old idiot."
Well, what is she?
She's actually. I wish I liked her politics because to me she's badass. I just hate everything she says.
What is she at?
70% tax on people that make over X.
Oh, bullshit. 70%.
Oh my God.
That's just fucking.
You see on those Fords, have you driven the
Well, she doesn't even know what legislative or the.
Well, first of all,
she put out a tweet with the wrong stuff. She's an idiot.
You know, people that just say
I don't think she's an idiot. How does a 29-year-old get into fucking Congress and be an idiot?
Because she's the Because she's the Bronx. She's from the Bronx. The liberal part
so everybody down in the Bronx are idiots.
Mark,
a lot of them.
1,300 of them.
idiots can't get into
I totally disagree.
They're
She's
smart
an
in
idiot.
some areas.
That's what I mean. She's a smart marketeer for that matter. She's not a good politician yet, although maybe she is a good politician.
Yeah. Did you know what she did? She just got caught.
Fuck, she's on CNN and Fox more than these old guys.
You know what she got caught doing? No workman's comp for her campaign just now. She didn't pay workman's comp for her employees.
Hi, Tom Martino here. PlumlineServices.com.
No, she
Guys, we're on the air. PlumlineServices.com for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. This is very important. When we have snow and rain in the springtime, there's a tendency to have sewer lines back up because of drainage. I just want to say this. They have the 93 or free deal at Plumline. They have their own drain division. This is important. Here's why. They promise to clear your drain for $93. If they can't do it, it's free. But there's more than that. You get a complete diagnostic for that. So that is a real deal. No matter what, it's either going to be free and you're going to know you have a problem and where, or they're going to clear it. And it's limited to $93 if they do clear it. So that's 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. We got a lot going on here. We were talking to Mandy about a chiropractor. This often happens. It often happens. It often happens with car accidents. It often happens with chiropractors. Mandy's husband racked up a lot of bills. The chiropractor said, don't worry, in car accidents, the other party's insurance pays for it. Or if you have med pay, by the way, Mandy, his insurance would have paid. Did you guys have med pay?
No, we didn't, unfortunately.
And by the way, who's your insurance company?
Geico for car and then Medical Blue Cross.
Okay. That's terrible. Med pay is usually included unless you specifically exclude it. So, as far as your health insurance, will your health insurance cover it, or are they saying it's too late?
Well, now they're saying it's too late because they submitted them after 365 days. There was about 5 months worth of claims. They submitted 3 out of the 5, and by the time I figured out that we were getting bills for the 2 months, which were, of course, the 2 first months, they decided they weren't going to cover it because it's 365 days past. It was too late to submit, and they said we weren't liable for it. But chiropractic company, of course.
Wait. Who? First of all, who said you're not liable?
Our insurance company.
Your insurance company can't possibly tell you you're not liable. How the hell would they know? I mean, why would your insurance company say, hey, you don't have to pay this bill? I mean, they don't know what your agreement is with the chiropractor. They have no place saying whether you're liable or not. You are liable. I mean, I don't know why you would not be liable if you had service done. And, you know, here's where you would not be liable. If you had a contractual agreement that the chiropractor would take whatever insurance pays and take the responsibility for submitting it, and they breached that contract, and you could prove all of that, then I would say you're not liable. But you can't. Did you have a written agreement?
No.
Yeah, and the purpose of this call is not to give you a hard time anyway. It's to try to help you. So what does this idiot chiropractor say? Because I do believe you. They probably did tell you, don't worry about it. You know, we're going to build a company. What do they say about this big bamboozle?
Nothing. They just tell us, well, you're liable since your insurance company denied the charges, even though we didn't submit it in time. We paid the co-pays for the months that were submitted, but they won't admit that they didn't submit the first 2 months. They're just...
All right, is he still under their care?
No, he's not. We transferred.
Yeah, you should. I don't like this. How much is the balance? Basically, what's the bottom line?
It's $4,100, and a lot of these charges are really beefed up.
Wow. Did they offer you a cash settlement for a non-insurance patient?
Initially, they did. It was $1,200.
$1,200. Okay, that's not terrible. Are you going to take them up on it?
I'm not even sure if that's on the table anymore. That was, gosh, back in July.
Because that's almost like a copay. I would say this. If you can get them to settle for, I'd say $1,000, but if they say $1,200, if you can get them to settle, I would do it if it was me. But if it was all, and I'm talking about me now, this has nothing to do with court, with legal, with credibility, with who's liable, who's not, I would never pay them full price. And I would wait for that. I would personally wait for them to come after me, and I'd say, you know what, screw you. You guys were negligent, you guys were this, you guys were that, and I'm going to tell everyone I know about it, and I'm going on social media campaign. You know, people don't want that, Mandy. I think this chiropractor doesn't want this mess. And that's what I would do. I would tell him, you know what, you really screwed us up, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life letting people know. Unless you want to settle this thing, let's settle it once and for all. And I'll bet you they do that. I'll bet you. But let me know, please, Mandy. But I definitely wouldn't pay that full price. Brian, what's going on? You contacted us. We're getting back to you, as our promise says. And, Matt, we're going to do that same thing with you. Is this a different problem?
Yes,
with
Tom,
Brakes Plus?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, Brian, you have a home insurance question. What is it?
Well, Tom, I went through a windstorm back in
January 2017 and filed a claim for roof and fence damage. I have a tile roof on my house, and after fighting with them for about a year, the only thing I could get out of them was, I think, 5 tiles replaced, and the tiles were obsolete, so they couldn't find anything matching. Well, I got tired of that.
Brian,
messing with
do you know why they waited? Do you know why they dragged it out a year?
I'm hoping I'd go away.
No, because you've exhausted you probably can't sue them now.
Well, I didn't even think about that. Well, it's kind of good in a way. I heard about public adjusters, and I hired someone to take a look into it for me.
Good.
And he looked into it, and he ended up getting me $35,000.
Oh, my God, is that... Hold on now. I got a few questions for you. They were offering a few tiles. You contact a public adjuster who's get you 35 grand.
Yes.
Okay, how long after did you contact the public adjuster?
It was let me think here. It was a little over a year.
I'm proud of you.
But it was only about 6 months after they issued a check to me for the fence damage.
How much did they issue a check for?
The original check, I think I got about $9,000 for my fence, and I got $500 for the roof.
And then so hold on, you get $9,000, and then they get you an extra 35 grand.
Yes.
Okay.
But, this is where the question comes in.
Okay. First, what's the name of the public adjuster? I just want to know because I love these guys. What's the name?
Oh, it's your guy, Matt Stanford.
Who?
Matt Stanford.
It's our guy, man.
It's our guy. Okay. Great. Paragon. Okay. Now, what was your question, sir?
Okay, we're at a point now. What the insurance company did, they issued me part of the money. They issued me $19,900.
Mm-hmm.
And of that money, Matt got his 10%, and then the remaining I took and had the roof replaced. Now, what I did not want to go through the pain of another tile roof. The tile roof manufacturers seem to go out of business all the time, and you get 50.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what we did was we put a standard dimensional shingle roof on.
Okay.
A nice shingled roof, just like the other houses in my neighborhood.
And you're allowed to keep the extra money.
Okay, that's kind of where the question.
Because you suffered the loss. You are going to less of a roof. You suffered the loss of a tile roof, and you're not getting a tile roof. It's like you had a gold ring, and now you don't have a gold ring anymore. You suffered that loss. What were you going to say?
But doesn't the insurance want proof of the tile roof there? Is that the problem?
The proof that he had a tile roof originally.
No, that they want a receipt for the new tile roof,
He doesn't have to give them a new tile roof. I mean, listen, when you suffer a loss, with some replacement values, yes, you only get the value of the replacement. But now here's the rub. He didn't replace it with tile. He could make the argument that he accepted the loss and replaced it with shingles. And the replacement of tile would be this much money. And I'm telling you that there have been bad faith clauses over suits over this. Technically, it's replacement value. But the replacement value is for like material. For example, the insurance company couldn't come to you and say, Brian, we're going to pay replacement value only for shingles, asphalt. And you could say, well, wait a minute, I had tile. You can't make me take something less. No, they can't. So, go ahead.
Can you imagine if someone totaled your Mercedes and you went out and bought a Geo and they only give you money for the Geo? Right. It doesn't even make sense.
That's right. Now, there are times when people try to cheat and they don't get to keep extra money when they cheat. For example, if the contractor inflated the cost of installation, or you know what I mean, just different ways. But I'm talking, or if they give you a discount. But if you put on a lesser roof, is your company saying, now that you put on a lesser roof, we're only paying for the lesser roof?
Well, in a way they are. What they're wanting is to get...
Hold on. You went muffled here.
We should ask Compass, too. Just in case there's some weird policy out there we can't imagine.
There may be policy language that disallows it. Hold on.
I don't know what's wrong with this phone.
It's very strange. What if you get 30 grand for the roof? They give you the check, and there's depreciation there, and you go and you do your own roof with your own labor, and it costs you $5 grand. You can do that. It costs you $5,000 a year, and you do it on your own labor.
You can do it all day long.
You can keep it.
People do
Now,
it all the time.
now what about?
In fact, not only that, you get 10% O&P too, overhead and profit generally.
But you can't exaggerate it.
No, 10% O&P, and then you get that
You charge
that
for your
depreciation
labor.
back.
Yeah.
You get
Well,
the,
first of all, the depreciation, yeah, they give you actual cash value up front. That's what he got. Actual cash value. At the end, they want to see a receipt so they can pay the replacement value. In this case, his receipt does not show true replacement. It shows a lesser product. He's not forced to take that because it's a lesser product, unless
it's in the language.
The language, if it says,
do they really do that?
If it says it might say replacement value or actual cost, whichever is less. It might. I don't know.
Well, then he was a fucking idiot for not getting what he had.
Well, but who knows? I don't know that my policy.
We should ask. We need to ask companies. Is there policies like that?
I don't know that my policy doesn't say that.
I don't know if, yeah.
Now, if you went the opposite way, your ass would be grass.
Yeah.
If you told them you had fucking something and you only had shingles.
No, but
that's
there's
wrong.
documentation. There's pictures. People looked at it.
Usually. Depends on how they.
I have that same.
Well, usually you gotta put what type of roof.
Yeah, but I think if he could have got a tile roof easy enough.
I remember getting an insurance policy, and the guy said you need to. They said you need to replace your roof before we would cover you. And I said, that's bullshit. My neighbor next door has a 30-year-old. If he has 20 years, if he has a hailstorm, you insure him. You're going to get him a new roof. He says that's true, but we don't have to accept you, and it's true. They don't. You have. They can, at the time of underwriting, require whatever they want.
A kitchen project, you don't have to run all over and shop around.
Okay, I need the info for
You
Cam.
want some measurements, of
Who's
course.
the owner's
Take a
name
few
with that?
photos,
Do you
he'll tell you how to do
Go
that.
Cam Solar? I don't have any games. You might.
Oh, you know what? I'll get it on the contract. I'll follow up.
What do we need? Do you have a problem?
Just read your email. Yeah, you know what the issue is. I guarantee I know what the issue is. And I'll say it's
granite and other natural stone, as well as solid surfaces.
Do you know why? They're pounding them, right?
That's exactly right.
There's no other option.
And
I'm a little, I'll tell you, you can't kill this real quick. We need it. Kill that audio real quick.
Looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan? Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many plans nationwide, which could mean lower copays for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy today to start saving. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network pharmacy with United Healthcare, Cigna HealthSpring, and Express Scripts Medicare.
That's exactly what happened, the sledgehammer tactic.
How many times have we seen it?
Fuck! Every time. Here, there's one right there. You're staring at it right there.
Did we take him over?
Yeah. They hit him with FM, they hit him with fucking everything you could imagine.
And nothing, yeah. Kevin, don't. Yeah. We're on, right?
We're on.
I knew that was the wrong deal from the get-go. I said, please, God, trust you. Trust
Turn off for a sec. Oh, no, we'll be on the news break. We have, listen, we have taken over some of our own plans because my goal is to make it work.
I'm going to throw one in my...
Maybe we can take one of Tom's and just give it back to him next week.
Oh,
If he's got him here.
Did you already take the Perry's gift cards home?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Why? What do you need?
We just left ours at home and we were going to stop there today before
Hold
our
on.
movie. So that's all. We were just going to take
Well,
one.
I want to know where I put it.
How it works. With
Um,
Shield,
maybe I put
your
it.
interest rate
Did
while
I
you
put it
shop
in
for
my
a new
briefcase?
home.
I'll
So if rates
check.
go up,
Okay.
Yeah, if you got one, we'll just swap you.
I just don't know what I
go
did.
down.
Were there any
lower rates.
voicemails
With
this
Rate
morning?
Shield, we really have you covered.
Daphne forgot to unfold the phone, so let me tell her that.
For 9 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked with the
get
highest in the nation in customer satisfaction.
Oh,
for primary
tell her to get Compass on.
And for the 5th year in a row, they've
So don't
also
you-
ranked us highest in the
Mark,
nation
I'm
for
shocked.
mortgage services.
I
Rate
love
Shield,
you.
another way we can save you money on your mortgage.
You're going to talk to me direct.
I'm not gonna. I'm just giving my best educated guess at the moment.
But you're not.
I've
There are
had,
retention.
I've had Compass holding for like 2 minutes.
Oh my God! I'm sorry.
How come we don't see him? Oh, I see it now.
Brian, I'm sorry. I
She
didn't see
did
you holding. I've been
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you like that, how do you say her name? How do you say her name?
Paddock, I'm always a
Guys, we're on. Hi, Tom Martino. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, one of our
Gas and auto experts. 2 shops, 2 locations. Also, we have Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair, and Brian Grossi at Lakewood Auto Electric. So we're going to get back to some car stuff soon here. But we've been having all kinds of questions and stuff, and one of them had to do with insurance on a house. If you take a lesser product, are you forced to take lesser money? Now, I want to explain this. Brian had a tile roof. He decided on his own to replace it with a lesser roof, an asphalt roof. Now, when you have a claim, usually you get actual cash value, which is the value of the roof just before it was lost. So if it's like 20 years old, you get, whatever. You get an actual cash value for that. And then when you replace it, you usually submit receipts and you get the balance. But what happens if you voluntarily decide to go with a lesser product? Can they force you to take less money? It's my argument that you have suffered the loss of a tile roof. And you decided to go less, but that doesn't mean they can force you to take less. That's my opinion, unless the policy language says something crazy like replacement value or the actual cost, whatever, I don't know. So that's why we're asking Brian, if I decide to go with a lesser product, can I keep the extra money? Again, my argument would be I did suffer that loss. It's like Mark gave an analogy of a car. If I totaled a Mercedes but decided to buy a Chevy, that's none of their business. I suffered the loss. Brian, what happens in Brian's case? He has a tile roof and decided to go with asphalt. Can they force him to take less money?
So, and let me ask you, I am sorry, I was talking to Suzanne to make sure I understood. So has he received the check already?
What check?
Well, for the actual cash value portion of
Well,
this
first
loss.
of all, Brian, you had a claim on your tile roof, and you went to a public adjuster, and they wrote you a check. Is that right? Did they give you... This wasn't a normal claim, Brian, at Compass, because he first got $9,000 for his fence and stuff. They did not pay him on the roof. Then they paid him on the roof. But, Brian, did they distribute any money for the roof?
Initially, it was about $500. At this point...
No, I understand. That's because they were claiming you didn't have damage. You only had a few tiles broken. I'm talking about when you got your public adjuster and they came up with a new number, $35,000. Did they issue any part of the $35,000?
They issued $19,900. Now we're trying...
Okay, hold on. They issued $19,900. And then they said they will give you the balance when you're completed. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so the argument they're going to make is, just what I said. You didn't really replace it, so we're not going to pay you the balance. But how much did the asphalt roof cost you?
It was about $17,000.
Okay, now, here's the deal. You did suffer that loss, damn it, and you were insured for that loss. But there might be policy language to the contrary. So, Brian, he got paid $19,900. So that means if he had done the tile, he would have another $15,100 coming to him.
Because he did get a bid for the tile roof, is that correct?
No, he didn't. He got a $35,000 settlement from the insurance company, I guess. Or, Brian, how did the public adjuster and the insurance company come up with $35,000?
Well, the bid that I originally got was for a tile roof, and it was for approximately $39,000.
Okay.
They decided $35,000 was enough.
Okay, so now we're not going to have time to answer this until we come back. People, this is worth the education, because every one of you may think, what do I do if I decide to get a lesser product? Compass Insurance Group is our expert. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK and referralist.com.
Yeah, it's great. I'm going through that right now. I had a car that lost control, hit the corner of the building, destroyed the brick, and actually bent the I-beam.
On your shop?
Yeah. Almost killed me.
Wow.
Almost killed me. I walked by there
Mark, here's the
in
guy.
the summertime.
Did you look down here, Kurt?
And so I'm going through that same exact problem.
No, I didn't. Let me look. Yeah, look at it. All of it, even the cell phone.
They're holding $10,000 in depreciation.
What's it under?
And so then I'm like,
no, the one you just sent, yeah.
They gave me
you and me.
money
Go
to
scroll down on that
12
email.
sides and remove the I-beam that's 10 feet underground on the corner. And so when I uncovered it all, I looked at the I-beam and I'm like, I'm going to try to drill a hole through it and pull it with my truck and straighten it out. And so,
I swear to God, we think so much the same. I'm thinking you're trying to get a renewal, and you're swinging.
The momentum and the weight of the truck, boom, and I bent it straight. And now it's straight. Now my bay door opens. My fourth bay door opens. It wouldn't open. It's all locked up. And so now it opens, and then I'm like, well, I'm just going to cover the brick now, because it's fine. Functionally, it's fine. So I did that. But now, do I send pictures to the insurance company and try to get the depreciation
We are
back out of
slowly.
it? Or how does that work?
In a way, man.
Now, when you retain,
how does that work?
You need to call in the show.
Oh, and I'm literally right now.
I am.
You get the public adjuster and let them know.
Why don't you have a contract?
You're right. Why don't you have a contractor say,
I'm at your disposal.
And then they're
No,
going
no,
to take
no,
10
no,
or 15%.
have a contractor come out and give you a bid.
You recover.
But it's already fixed.
But we've had them do 10
Well,
times.
the deal is that we did it ourselves, basically. I hired Lakewood Brick Company, you know the Lakewood Brick Company? I hired them to do the brickwork.
They do good work, yeah.
They did great work,
Yeah.
but it's a fraction of what
Yeah.
what they gave me. But they're still holding $8,000, you know, on depreciation. And I'm like, well, do I get that now or do I not get that now?
Or go to Compass and ask them. Now, yours is a business policy, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure how much they do on business policies.
I guess
How did the car lose control? Who was driving it?
she got, it was a young girl.
Mm-hmm.
She got hit on Kipling there and rear-ended. And she just got crunched. And the car jumped up in the air, lands on the street again, and she braced herself, and she put her foot on the throttle and kind of let go of the steering wheel, and she just accelerated full throttle, hit a Ram 2500 Ram vehicle of a customer that was there, totals the truck, bends the truck in half, and then continues and hits the corner of my building and I walked right by there. Just
Was she
2
hurt?
seconds.
Was she hurt?
Oh yeah, she was hurt. And but the lady was a hit and run. She took off.
No way.
She took off. It was an old lady. It was an old lady.
Did they get her?
Oh, they totally got her because it was during rush hour and everybody saw it happen. And so they followed the old lady, and then they followed her for about 5 miles, and she turns around and she came back to the shop to see what was going on.
Right.
And so everybody's like, there's the car, and people were, Good Samaritans were actually following her. They took pictures of the license plate, the whole thing. Her car's just barely drivable, and she went to her house, and the cops went to her house and got her.
So she
arrested her. I would have arrested her.
She came back and she had second thoughts, or she just came back and she was going, she's a
I don't know
double
if she
lady.
came back. Yeah. You know what?
Back to the scene of the
She
crime.
wasn't drunk. She wasn't drunk. She was just, I kind of felt bad for her. You know, she did something bad and she got scared and she didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, but if she came back, you know, and then going home.
Wow. I think there was an element of guilt, obviously. And then she saw the commotion. It was like, there were like 10, cars with lights.
Now, wouldn't her insurance company pay for the damage to your shop?
Yeah, but she only had $25,000
Oh,
of insurance. And so then the girl that hit my building, she got hurt really pretty good. And her car was just an accordion. You couldn't tell what kind of car it
Now,
was.
if you had a contractor come out and give you a bid to put everything back the way it was, and then you decided to do it yourself,
Sledgehammer.
right? You could just.
Well, that's
I'm talking to them after the show.
That's my
Do you hear me?
Right.
But they're holding
Sledgehammer.
30% of it in
Happy
depreciation.
to hear from you.
Oh, yeah, but he said, I'm telling you sledgehammer.
I'm not sure.
So,
Just revitalize?
no, that's going to be my next
In
one.
that short of a conversation, you discerned that.
I didn't discern, I said,
Is there a recorded schedule?
here, stop that real quick.
And here's the deal. If you call the Raleigh House, they'll tell you. They will tell you what's out there, what modalities are used to help treat addiction, and they'll let you know what they do. So if you have an addict in your life and you want true, honest information, confidential, they'll tell you about the industry, about how to approach an addict, about how much it costs, about insurance coverages, about different treatment options. They'll also tell you how to look for telltale signs of addiction if you're suspecting your child, your husband, your wife. The Raleigh House is a great place to get information. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
Grainberry, healthy cereal. meal for your family.
Look what I picked up at the grocery store.
Grainberry with amazing onyx sorghum. I heard about this. Onyx sorghum is supposed to be excellent for weight control and sugar control, right?
Yeah, you know I'm always trying to get the family to eat a little healthier.
Oh, well, look at you, Mom of the Year.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Grainberry helps with prediabetes, diabetes, and obesity, and has more antioxidants than any cereal, fruit, or vegetable.
Grainberry, Grainberry.
About 40% of Americans carry a credit card balance, but excluding people with credit scores over 720, that number's more like 75%. Reports show that U.S. households pay an average of $1,200 a year in credit card interest. That is an astounding number. Thankfully, your untapped home equity is an easy way out of high-interest debt, and loan limits are at an all-time high, so you can use that equity to pay off debt, remodel your home, or build your savings account. Just call the salary-based mortgage consultants at American Financing. They'll guide you through the mortgage refinance process and never charge upfront fees, unlike other lenders who charge $500 just to qualify. Start now and learn how you can save up to $12,000 a year, and you may be able to postpone up to 2 months of mortgage payments. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or apply online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
630 KHOW has your shot at $1,000. Now, text the nationwide keyword TALK to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's TALK to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help, I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hello, I'm your Tom Martino, Troubleshooter, consumer advocate, fighter, crusader, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This is the show, the only show of its kind. Let's get right to it, okay? This hour brought to you by who? This hour brought to you by Fix-It 24/7. Okay, the weather's crappy, so they're not going to let me do that one special for $39 to get the furnace all checked out and all that, but I will tell you this, I'm going to do one better. For $39, they will find any problem you have, whether it's plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. Now, you got to wait your turn in line, because that's only $39, meaning if it takes hours to find it, or if you're just having this intermittent problem with your heater, you don't know what's going on, just $39 to find it. No matter what, you don't have to get the work done. But if you do have the work done, they will credit you the $39. So you'll never pay more than $39 to find the problem. And if you have it done, you don't even pay the $39. You just pay for the repair, and you'll get great value. Fix It 24/7, fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939. Keep in mind, it's a cold day, it's a snowy day, they get a lot of calls. If you wait, it'll be worth it. And that's 720-526-3939. Let's talk today's car day. I got all my people here, and I will introduce them in a little while as they speak. We're going to talk about cars and any other problem, but we have Brian Burns on the phone. We really need to talk to Compass Insurance about this issue because it happens a lot. You have an insurance policy on your home, and let's say here now on your roof, and you decide, I'm going to go with a lesser roof. In other words, instead of tile now or metal, let's say, I want asphalt. So it's cheaper. Does your insurance company pay for the cheap replacement only, or do they pay you for your loss of the more expensive roof? Now, I would argue by principle, if you suffer a loss, you get paid for it. Whether you replace it or not, you get paid for that loss. However, there might be policy language that says, hey, if you get a cheaper roof, we're only going to pay for the cheaper roof. So that's where we are right now. Brian Burns, what do you know about most policies and how they handle this kind of situation?
Yeah, most policies are going to pay the actual cash value of the real loss, so the more expensive items. And I know we're talking about a roof here.
Now, the actual cash value is the first check you get, but then when it comes to submitting the second to get the rest of the money, will you get the rest of the money?
Most policies are going to read that they'll pay for what that actual cost of replacement was.
Or would have been.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you're going to be able to send no, they're not about where it has been. It's about the real replacement. They want to see what the actual work that was done, and they'll replace that amount. Much like a personal property, if you had a $5,000 sofa and you replaced it with a $1,200 sofa, and they have only given you $500 on the actual cash value or whatever it was, they're not going to give you $5,000 on that. They're going to give you what you paid to replace it.
Yeah, but hold on now. If, in fact, there might be policy language that says to do that, but I'm saying if I am paying insurance for a tile roof and I decide not to get a tile roof, I have still suffered the loss of that tile roof. I have suffered that loss. Now, I can see them saying, okay, we already paid you 19 and the balance is 15. It actually costs you less than 19 for the whole thing. We're not giving you a dime. And I would say, wait a minute. Had I done a tile roof, you would have paid me. What's the difference? What is the difference? Unless that policy says something, what's the difference?
Right, and I hear what you're saying there, but you are going under the assumption that they were paying more on their insurance because of the tile roof, and they were not. They were probably actually paying less on insurance because of the hail-resistive nature of the tile roof.
Okay, maybe that's a faulty argument, but take a car insurance. If I get a totaled car, I get paid for that car. It doesn't matter what I buy.
Right, no, you're just getting paid, but you're not repairing that car. You're saying replacing at that point.
Right. So if I'm replacing my roof, if they would write me a check for replacement, and I imagine that's why they do the two checks, because they only want to pay whatever you're spending. But I think unless, and Brian, this isn't Compass Insurance. You guys don't write these policies. But unless that policy literally says something about paying the lesser amount, if they say replacement cost, replacement value, I would argue replacement cost is not what I paid for asphalt. It's for what it would have been for tile. I mean,
I will bet you money there's words, and then I'm going to try to get the policy.
Well, I want you to. I would like to see it.
This is making me nervous. So you're telling me, and I have my insurance through Compass, if my barn, not my house.
You have your insurance through an underwriter.
Well, yeah, of course. But I have a barn, Brian, so I'm getting nervous here. How does Safeco or whoever you guys put me with, if my barn burns down, that's worth X amount. You're telling me if I don't rebuild the barn, they give me nothing?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
No. They give you actual cash value, Mark. That's what they give you to start with.
They give you actual cash, meaning what you got paid for your loss, your actual loss. No, now I'm beginning to see what you're saying.
But this guy didn't get paid for his loss. The actual cash value of the tiles was $36,000.
No, it wasn't. The actual cash value was $19,900. Meaning,
got it.
Meaning that there's a difference between actual cash value and replacement.
So this guy screwed himself. He should have got a tile roof, or he should have put on a better roof than asphalt.
You're right. He did screw. If the policy language supports it, and again, Compass is not doing this. They're a broker. They represent all insurance.
Of course.
I am simply asking them for their expertise, and he's betting that these insurance companies have been around the block enough to know.
But once again, though, they're really screwing you if you think of that. So in my barn circumstance, they say, hey, it's 15 years old, it's worth $15,000, but if it literally cost me $30 to rebuild, they'd give me the additional $15. But if I didn't rebuild it, I'm out $15,000 of coverage I paid for.
That's the way I look at it. But that's not the way the industry looks at it. The industry looks at it as you got paid for your actual loss because it's as if somebody bought that from you that day.
Right.
You got to rebuild a nice barn because it's like a free nice barn.
That's right.
You got to build a nicer barn.
You got to.
Because they're giving it to you. You might as well do it.
So if you take the cash, you get punished.
That's right. That's
right. So you're getting the value of what that is at that time.
But I'm insured for replacement.
What it cost to rebuild it.
Yeah, but Brian is saying you're not getting screwed because you got paid the actual value. Hold on.
My insurance is for replacement.
It's for replacement. For replacement. And they will argue you did not replace it.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
Now, I don't
sneaky little.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I want you, Brian, to help us understand it through the wording of a policy.
Yep.
Okay, good.
I'll get it and I'll see.
And let's do it literally through this guy's because he has the real issue right now.
Now, the guy did come out a little ahead because he got the additional money on top of the 17.
Yeah, but now the value of his house isn't as much, arguably.
No, and that's what bothers me, is that that's the point. He suffered a loss he's not being paid for.
So his premium should go down, theoretically.
Why did he choose to do that, though? Why did he choose to replace it with asphalt as opposed
Let's
to
ask him.
Because he probably wanted...
Brian.
Oh, no, he said. I can already tell you why. Because it's hard to find tiles that match.
Right, the color. Right.
No, they paid for a whole roof. He's on. Brian?
Yeah.
Why did you go with asphalt?
There were two reasons. One, they were giving me $35,000 for a roof that would cost me $40,000 to replace, and that was after having to hire a public adjuster to fight with them. And second of all, most of the houses in my neighborhood, actually none of the houses in my neighborhood have a tile roof. Mine
Which would make yours, yeah, but actually that's the reasons you should keep the tile.
Yeah.
I mean, you stand out. I mean, you do understand tile is superior.
And I'm going to throw in a third reason, and he might argue. The third reason is he thought he was going to put 15 grand in his pocket. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it because he suffered the loss of value. Okay, maybe Brian with Compass Insurance, you'd accept that better than the actual loss because, as you're saying, actual cash value is quite different than value. I mean, okay, so Brian, with the home, this sucks, man, but I would do this. I want you to forward your policy to us. You did. We got the policy?
He sent his declaration pages. I need the actual policy.
We need the whole policy.
We want the policy.
Probably 50 pages or something.
I sent the whole policy, too. It was both. I sent
okay, let me look again.
All right.
We'll forward it right to you, Brian.
We're going to go through it. And you know what we have to do? Brian, do you know anyone who does bad faith? We need to get someone on the referral list who does bad faith as a regular.
Well, we've got a big one. We've got a big guy that does them. If it's right, Marco, man.
Will he do bad faith?
Oh, Bendinelli hates these insurance companies.
Okay.
Are you kidding? I think he does them in his sleep.
Well, okay, that's good. That's good. So, Brian, would you analyze this for us, bro, and see what...
Absolutely.
And I understand it's not you guys, but, you know,
Remember the one guy that had the roof, he gets a hailstorm, he goes to... put a claim into his insurance company. They accept that there was damage. It was about 25 grand in damage. Do you remember what his deductible was? 2% of the dwelling.
No.
His deductible was $40,000.
Hey, Brian, on our Insurance Help Center days, when we brag about saving people money, and by the way, they can call a Compass at any time and get a comparison, and it's free, 303-996-9000, where you'll save routinely, if you've had insurance 3 years or more, you know, $100 a month or more. And this last time, savings hovered around $900 a year to $1,000 a year, and I said, hey, you know, that's not what it used to be. Like, you used to save like $200, $300, $400, $500 a month. In some rare cases, you still do, but you said, Tom, the most important thing, we're getting people out of these deductibles they didn't even know they had.
Right. Yeah, or actual cash value kind of policies. But, yeah, you still get the savings. I had one yesterday that called, followed up because they heard the show, and they were with Liberty Mutual, auto and home. I saved $7,000 off of their premium.
Holy crap. $7,000.
Who did they have? I didn't hear.
Liberty Mutual they had. Now, but here's the other thing. In some cases, you only have an ACV policy, meaning you don't get paid replacement. You only get paid the actual cash. In other cases, as Mark brought out, they have a percentage of dwelling deductible. So that means your deductible could be $15,000, $16,000. We got more coming up.
This report is sponsored by...
The word out I saw was that I would actually argue it's unconscionable because they have no fucking insurance when it comes to the roof, yet they're paying for it. Because the deductible costs more than the entire roof. It was the craziest one ever. 2%. So if your house is worth $1 million, your deductible would be $20,000. No, that's even wrong. It wasn't. No, it was like 6%. No, it was 20%. I thought it was 6%.
No, most of the time I thought percentage of dwellings hover from 2 to 4%.
That one was ridiculous.
That's still a lot of money. 2 to 4.
Oh, 15,000. I mean, your average house is going to be what, $500,000?
Now, in this guy's case, shouldn't his premium go go down, he's got an asphalt roof now, not a tile roof.
So tile roof is less because it's less hail damage on tile. That's
But it costs 40 grand to replace it.
Right, you're less likely to get hail damage on tile.
Yeah, did your manager ask everyone?
They make tile resistant asphalt.
Oh, yeah.
Hail resistant.
Hail resistant. Hail resistant.
It's still not totally.
Corny. Yeah. Well, they sold it to me that way. Hopefully, it works.
See, she's screwed because this literally says it'll be terminated 30 days after the next rent payment. They never gave 30 days notice. They're going to end up paying that February no matter what. And I'm not even sure this is for deployment. I don't even know if moving someone from one base to another and he requests, I don't know if she even does it, but even if she does cover under this, it doesn't matter.
Better service for better prices anywhere. So if you have any problem,
You know, they tend to screw themselves all the time. It's really remarkable.
Absolutely. 526 3939.
You know, I mean, it's a long-term business. You know, it's like, there's one guy who shared this thing, they call it terrorist.
He said he sent them both.
Well, but no, I don't know what the whole call.
Suzanne.
Oh, really? That's what he sent here. But this is declaration page. But he sent, then he just sent the cover page.
Is that dude still on? Is that guy still on, Tom? The insurance guy, the homeowner?
She might be talking to him because it's line free, or that might be.
Hey, he did not send the declaration.
We don't need the decks.
Or, I know, she knew what I meant. His declaration was like 6 pages, so he assumed that was everything, right? If you've ever seen a real policy, holy shit.
Get your easy to understand online quote in as little as 2 minutes.
He's probably going to have to download it.
That's
Yeah, you just log in.
PIinsurance.com. It's as easy as pie. Are you embarrassed?
Transmission.
Afraid to laugh, afraid to live in
So it's a little different.
Yeah, the worst is just ACV. You got a 20-year, how old's your roof?
Well, this was, what I was talking about is a shop that was really, you know, my house, I had replaced the roof on a couple of hailstorms, and it was, my house was 2014. That was like a 50-year roof.
Well, it's worthless.
Your
ACV is nothing.
It was never really.
So, I don't know on commercial, I would guess most commercial policies don't have ACV.
Well, here it is too, is that what do you do on a commercial building after it's all depreciated?
Covering the whole.
Say that again?
Your total, say you have ACV and it's totally depreciated, is the whole building worth nothing then?
I didn't know you're sharing that building with another.
Because you depreciate a building in 20 years.
No. There's no value to it. Whatever you could sell it for as it is right then and there. If you're talking the entire structure.
It was the same owner.
Depreciation was weird.
And then it's really weird with commercial policies because a lot of them are also going to have loss of business.
I'm going through that right now. Goddamn it, I'm going to call him when I get, it's Liberty Mutual.
You might want to call up here.
Yeah, I'm fighting. No way, he's all nervous now.
I've been fighting with him for a month.
Wow.
On what?
But I just want to collect the depreciation.
What is it?
They're holding back. My building got hit.
Public adjuster.
Yeah. Well, no, they gave me good money, but they're holding the
How do you argue
depreciation.
that? That's going to be our main argument.
They want to hold the depreciation.
This guy could probably come in and get you another 50 grand.
If you get more money and only pay on the additional, why would you do it?
Why in the world would you not do it?
Yeah, exactly. No, I would do it. I would totally do it.
Then you're going to do it.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the guy's number.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and his phone is ringing off the hook because of these past holidays. People drank and drove. If you, and by the way, there's a lot of shoplifting that time of year, and you know, obviously we don't encourage any of that, but you need a defense attorney, guilty, innocent, or in between. I mean, some people honestly, really, truly, you know, they get picked up on shoplifting, they call the show, they say, look, I forgot it was there, or I didn't mean to hide it, or, you know, listen, Joe Lazzara is going to listen to you. He's not going to preach to you. Drinking and driving you can prevent totally. Just don't do it. Isn't that simple? Get a breathalyzer. How about that? They sell them now. They're cheap. They're good, too. Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. He's on the referral list, referrallist.com. Let's keep going. And we have all our people here on Car Day. We have Sheridan Auto Tech, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, and Lakewood Auto Electric, especially Auto Electrics, man. We don't get them up that often, and God, electric problems are terrible, and I'm going to get to some of these emails. Matt, you have a problem with Brakes Plus. This is the second one today. What's going on?
Oh, I run a heavy equipment repair shop. I also do a little bit of automotive repair. I'd prefer your listeners not even know who I am because I've got more business than I can stand right now. Eventually, I'd like to be on your referral list, maybe for the heavy stuff.
Okay.
I have literally doubled my workforce in the last week, and I still can't keep up.
Wow.
And I do zero advertising. I actually tell my customers to quit sending me referrals.
That's how you got all your businesses. How long you been in business?
9 years.
Okay. So what's going on with you?
Well, with the Brakes Plus situation, I mean, as you already understand now, I'm pretty busy. My wife, we had some pulsation in the front brakes.
Oh, that's fun, because it's like the cobbler whose kids don't have shoes, or my father was a barber and I never got a haircut. Right.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Our stuff isn't that bad.
No, I know what you mean. So you send. Sometimes it's cheaper to just send them somewhere else to get a quick diagnosis.
Especially when they advertise a price that is cheaper than I could afford to do it for, and not piss off a bunch of my own customers.
Right.
I'm already behind on my customers' jobs. That's how busy I am.
Right.
Okay. So my wife takes it in there, and the advertised special was $99 or $149, and I couldn't compete with that. So I tell her it's okay. She takes it in there, and that was just for one axle, of course. They quote for both axles $1,300. Okay.
Wow.
So she tries to call me. I'm on the phone with the customer.
What is the $1,300 for?
He probably needed calipers, rotors, drums, whatever.
Well, they said it did, but it didn't. But yeah, this is an 08 Town and Country, Chrysler Town and Country. It's disc brakes front and rear.
Now, are you saying straight up, Matt? Are you saying straight up that Brakes Plus estimated something and said she needed it, and she absolutely did not need it?
Oh, absolutely. The story is far, far, far worse than that. That's just the beginning of the
story. Go ahead. What happened?
Well, that part's simple, though. We simply have one of these guys mic everything and check it.
Okay. Well,
Matt's a mechanic, too. Go ahead.
There's a funny part of that story, too. But, okay, so...
It's a hilarious story.
She calls me.
Yeah.
And I'm on the phone with the customer. And I'm only a half mile away from their store at the time, which is very unusual. Normally,
all right, go ahead, go ahead. I don't need the side.
My shop's 12 miles away.
Let's not take the side trips. Go ahead.
She calls me, and I can't answer. I call her back in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
get to the problem part.
I approved the doing the front end for $300. They said around $300 for just the front. Okay, so I saved $300, and they said, well, you can't. They can't machine the rotors because they'll be below minimum spec.
All right.
Okay, so I'm across the road, so I drive over there. It's only a half mile away. I go in there. They tell me the same story and that they've already started on it, and they already had approval. So
right.
I just ask, well, can I have the old parts back? And they say, yeah, it'll be a few minutes. So I sit down, 20 minutes. I make phone calls. I get up. I look in there. And they're not even working on it. So I leave.
All right, listen, Matt, do me a favor, sir. I love your storytelling, but I want to get to the meat of it, not that I did this and I did that, and then I rode down the street and
Here's the meat of it.
All right.
They gave her the old rotors. She took them home. I measured them up, and they were these were the most turnable rotors I've ever seen in my life.
And they said you needed brand new rotors.
Yeah, and they sold me brand new rotors.
That sucks.
Do you still have the old ones?
Oh, definitely.
Well, this is easy. Okay. Once again, let's have one of these guys look at them.
When you called them, what did they say?
Okay, I called them later that night, and I asked them, I said I put them on my lathe to check them to see if they're warped with a dial indicator, and they said, we don't use a dial indicator.
What do they use?
They didn't say. That's by far the most accurate method of telling what most mechanics call warpage. But
so you guys agreed to disagree, and you're saying there's nothing wrong with these rotors, really.
No, actually.
But once again, this is very easy. He still has them. Let's get him up here.
I know, and I wonder if this is a policy with Brakes Plus to just exaggerate. I don't know. Are they paid for the job? I don't know how they work. Do they work on commission?
I would guess.
It absolutely is a policy of theirs.
Well, we don't know that.
About 2 weeks after this situation with mine, maybe 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Our maid that cleans our house, her truck was at a different Brakes Plus, probably owned by a different company. These are all franchises, by the way.
I don't think they are, man.
Huh?
I don't think Brakes Plus are owned by the Brashada family.
Yeah.
Oh, I was told they were franchises, so maybe I'm mistaken there.
No. Anyway, keep going, man. Get to the...
So they had a pickup in there. They were quoted $3,000 to replace everything. And then they towed it up here, and I looked at it, and it barely needed anything.
$3,000 they were quoted.
Yeah. It was a 1-ton dually, but still...
Okay. I think we should call them. I mean, we got to call them.
No, I want to see the rotors first. I'm telling you, my BS detector's going off left and right.
Why?
It is. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it is.
This guy's a mechanic. You don't you don't believe him?
Well, I guess that would be where I start.
Why would he slow down? Mark, I know
Let's just look at the rotors. That's all I'm saying. Let's get the rotors.
First of all,
I'll pick up the rotors. Where can I pick up the rotors?
First of all, here's what I want to say. It's not unusual for someone with a busy auto shop like this, if he's making tons of money, seriously, with steady customers, to go somewhere else, literally to a competitor who can do a cheap,
Look, I'm not going to justify my opinion right now. I just like to see the rotors.
Yeah, but
I'll
obviously...
show you the rotors. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, we want to have one of our experts look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
And verify it. Then we got 2 opinions now.
Then bam.
Tom?
Yeah.
It's been 2 decades since I've worked in the auto repair industry, but I was very good at it when I did. I have advanced to working on heavy...
See, he owned a shop not long ago.
He still owns it. He just doesn't do the line work he's saying. Isn't that what you're saying?
No, at the time I didn't have enough guys to keep up with the work I had.
Matt, here's what I want to know.
I'm confused on the funny part.
Now I'm confused. Just hang on. Everyone shut up. I just need simple questions. Are you in business right now, Matt?
Yes.
Okay. In the auto business?
Kind of.
I mean, do you have an auto repair shop or a vehicle repair shop?
Kind of. I fix anything and everything.
But you just said you had to tell your customers to stop sending you new people. Is that recently or was that 10 years ago?
Both.
Okay, so right now, we're speaking in code right now, and I don't know why. So, Mark, I understand your consternation.
Probably working out of his house.
On. Matt, I'm real. Just say, can you just say what shop you have?
The business name of my shop is M&S Heavy Repair.
Okay, so you do mostly heavy equipment.
I would say that only right now my automotive business is probably 20% of my business.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Hold on. We want to try to get a hold of these rotors if it's okay, okay?
Oh, by all means. I know exactly where they are.
All right, Suzanne's going to talk to you. Let's get these rotors and figure it out. All right. Sharon, what's going on with you, Sharon?
I took a brand new pair of boots in to get them stretched out.
To where?
A Little Boot in Longmont.
Little Boot, it's called, right? Okay.
Yes.
What's going on with them?
When I went and picked them up, they were completely misshaped, and the texture of the leather had been altered.
Uh-oh.
So I went back in and I talked to the owner.
Yeah.
He denied that there was anything wrong with them. And he said that the texture of the leather wasn't smooth and soft when I brought them in.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
All they did was stretch them, or were they going to clean them too?
No, they were just supposed to stretch them. They were brand new.
Oh, brand new. How much were they?
$130.
Okay, hang on. Let's figure out what we're going to do with this. I'm not sure where we're going. Okay, just hang on. We'll come back to you. 303-713-8255. GoCamSolar.com. That's a website you visit and put in a / and then Troubleshooter, and you get a form. And that form will help you get a prediction of what your lot will produce in solar electricity for the next 20 years. And that estimate will be guaranteed by Cam Solar if you decide to get a new solar system. They sell those systems. They guarantee the parts and labor for 20 to 25 years depending on the component. And they guarantee the energy production. And you immediately save money because you're paying for your system instead of electricity. And eventually, you don't even pay for the system because it's paid off and you own it. GoCamSolar.com /Troubleshooter.
How long was that? I forgot.
I'll see that. Did you pull up?
I can't.
No, that one's in Florida.
That's what I was
Right, that had to be the hottest combination.
Oh, yeah.
Crane parts and toner carts.
Now tell me something. What is
No, he's got, here's the only thing I can find on him. Period, end of story. M&S Heavy Repair.
Okay, why do you not like
in Fort Lupton?
One of the shade tree.
Well, he has no time, and he's miking his calipers on a lathe.
Right.
Come on, man.
Well, that's because he was curious.
A brake job. Put rotors on there. It feels good.
I think he's up in Fort Lupton. So where do you want his rotors? Where do you want me to tell him to bring his rotors?
Where is he? Fort Lupton.
He deliver him?
Let's get him
I
over
don't know anything about rotors.
Hey, how about this? Why doesn't he take him to Midas? Why don't we call Midas and say, what is the tolerance? And say, take him back to Midas.
We can figure.
Or whoever did it.
Oh, Brace Plus.
No.
His address looks like Fort Lupton, and then that's Heavy Repair.
That Brakes Plus.
I'd like to know
How about Hawkers Automotive?
300.
His name's Dr. Kent Lawson. He pioneered the new orthodontics with palate expanders, no extractions, no surgeries. He has proven that the adult palate does not fuse and can be expanded. So here's the deal. Check him out, 303-690-0100. What you do is you wear these palate expanders, your teeth naturally fall into place along with Invisalign at the end. 303-690-0100, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ.
Most small and mid-sized businesses buy their vehicles. It's usually a mistake, both financially and as a use of your time, but you don't know where to turn for help. Hey, it's Ross, and if that describes you, please talk to my friends at Alliance Leasing, where they can typically save you about 10%, often equating to $5,000 or more per vehicle, and do all the work acquiring and customizing the vehicle that would normally take you away from running your business. Learn more today at alliance.lease. That's alliance.lease. Alliance Leasing is your key to the perfect fleet.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now, if you want to get an evaluation, you don't have to go to a seminar, but I'm so tired of misinformation. I even have the latest one down in Castle Rock. This chiropractor, it's called Stem Cell Therapy Center down in Castle Rock, and this guy is saying that he's doing stem cell therapy, and again, it's just the kind of thing that I fight against all the time. And what you need to do, his name is Dr. Ryan Helms. He's just one of many. Dr. Dean Jones is another one. They're chiropractors, and they claim they're doing living stem cells, and they're not. Please call real MDs, doctors who started this in a clinical setting years ago. He has a Dr. Chris Centeno and his team, Centeno Schultz. Visit. Okay, here it is. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Like, why do I have to pay a full gym membership when I don't even use all the equipment? Like the rowing machine. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing a ton of manual lake travel these days.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurance.
Ophthalmology. A big word that all comes down to a simple concept. Eye care. Help with vision and overall eye health. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I highly recommend Icon Eye Care. Icon has performed thousands of cataract procedures. That's where I got my new lenses, the kind that focus near and far. See the difference with Icon's amazing surgeons. Schedule your Icon VIP consultation at iconeyecare.com. That's iconeyecare.com.
Mornings 5 to 10 with Ross Kaminsky.
40% of illegal aliens in the United States got visas to come here, and they overstayed it and just stayed in the country when they were supposed to leave. That is an enormous percentage of the problem. We need to deal not only with border enforcement,
but with interior enforcement, so we should keep that all in mind.
Start your day with Ross Kaminsky. Mornings 5 to 10 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Buying or selling real estate, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You just want a free market analysis? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Seriously, some people say free market analysis, and what they mean is they just want to get your listing. Frank Duran is truly there to help you. You can ask him any question you want about real estate, whether you're buying or selling. 303-920-1622. All right, we're going to arrange to get these brake calipers, brake discs, and look at them, or rotors, and see. Aren't discs and rotors the same thing? Right? Yeah, okay. And so do most cars have rotors now? Or they do any have drums anymore? Brake drums?
Very few.
Very few. Are drums considered old-fashioned?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk to Greg. Greg has a solution for the government shutdown, and I'm so happy that he called because they're looking for a solution right now. So I'm going to forward you straight to Trump. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's not a probability, but it's a possibility. The Senate and House both approved a budget without the wall. Send it to the president, he vetoes it, and they get enough votes to override it in 10 days.
Well, why haven't they thought of that? It sounds relatively simple to me. What's going on?
Well, I don't know, because McConnell keeps saying he's not going to send Trump anything that he won't sign. So he's holding out the process.
Why would he? Why would he?
Are you sure they can override?
If you were McConnell, do you want Trump tweeting about you every day?
And that's probably why he's not doing it.
Well, of course, and they're all Republicans.
Look at the rules for president. But you could get if you could get enough Republicans to go over to the Democrats, get a 2/3 majority.
Oh, and they'll all get reelected right after that.
Well,
it's like saying, why don't the Dems come over to the Republican side now?
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal.
I'm not saying it's probability. I'm saying it's possible.
How long has it been now that the government shut down? This is
20 days, 21 days. The record right now.
I hope it keeps going. I hope it goes for 4 years, 5 years. No, I'm just kidding.
It's pretty serious. It really is. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know, people are out of work. I mean, think about that.
Yeah, but they call them non-essential, employees of the government.
Sharon, you know, when you have a new pair of boots and all of a sudden they're not new anymore or they look terrible, how can the guy deny it? If you simply see it, I mean, is he simply saying you're imagining it, or it was never like that to begin with?
Yeah, he says that they weren't the way that I was describing them when I took them in. You know, when I bought them, they were really soft, smooth leather.
And so how can stretching do that, though? That's the part I don't understand.
Well, I went to another shoe place to get their opinion on if I could get them repaired or not, or restored.
Yeah.
And he said that they used the wrong stretcher and they overstretched them and damaged the leather.
I say this all the time. This is literally what small claims court is made for.
I want to help her, though, if we can. What part of town are you in? You're in Longmont? Dang, right?
Yeah, I live in Berthoud.
Doggone it. Because I wanted to get somebody to look. And so, but you're right, Mark. I mean, these are $130. So what do you want? Are you saying they're so bad you want them replaced?
Right. They're all out of shape. They look like they're probably 5 years old. The texture is, you know, bumpy and rough instead of smooth and soft. So
I wouldn't even blink, man. I'd literally sue them. I'd get my court costs back, and if everything's what you're saying, they're going to probably settle with you or they're going to end up paying. If they destroyed your property and they're willing to do nothing, I don't know what else she does.
I mean, you got a point, Mark.
We can call them up. I don't mind. I'll call them right now.
I do want to call them. I want to take a shot at it.
Can you send us a picture of the boots?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. We need some kind of evidence, so hold on and let's do that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Look, I doubt that she's just looking for a new pair of boots. I don't know why businesses, well, I'll tell you why businesses refuse to do stuff like this, because they feel like they're being put together. That's what they do.
Yeah, but you know, if you stretch shoes for a living or boots, you know if you screwed them up, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Yeah, you probably would. Adam, but this guy's probably operating such a small shop that at 130 would bust him. 130. Hey, Adam, what's happening?
Good morning.
Hey.
Hey, I just want to say I think Mark should run for office. He has more common sense than anybody.
You're not serious.
I'm serious.
Oh, God.
Hey, Grant, can we start playing like the national anthem in the background?
Come on, man. He has more common sense than any...
Thank you, Adam.
More common sense, did he say? Come on. Common sense?
Not only that, my diction.
Oh, first...
No comment, Tom.
Mark, first of all, you don't even know.
You see how I catch him like that?
Diction is not even the issue. It's grammar. Okay?
I got specific examples of where my diction is perfect.
Okay, good. Pacific examples, good. And Atlantic examples, too. Sharon, what's going on with you?
Just took her. She's the shoe repair lady.
I'm sorry. Adam. No, I took him. John, see, you got me all flustered here. John, what's going on?
Hey, yes, sir, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I bought a car from Car Hop several months ago, and within the first week I had to take it back.
Where is Car Hop?
It's in Colorado Springs.
Okay, and why did you have to take it back? Because usually when you buy a used car, you buy it as is.
Yeah, and it was under warranty, and transmission screwed up on it. So they sent me to Foreman's Auto Repair.
Okay, but did you have a warranty?
Yes.
Of what kind? I mean, like what? Like, did you buy one?
No, it came with the car.
What was the warranty? Because I'm very interested in how a used car place offers a warranty. What did it actually say, or where is it written?
Well, they had in the contract deal that it covered the transmission, train,
the drivetrain and transmission.
Yeah, and certain parts of the engine.
It's in the actual contract.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the problem you had was what?
Okay, it was the transmission. So they had me take it to Foreman's Auto Repair here in the Springs.
Okay.
And so they put a used transmission.
Well, what were the symptoms, or did it just stop running?
It just wouldn't shift.
Okay, and they actually installed a replacement, but it was used because you had a used one. And do you know what kind of used transmission it was? Like, was it one with a lot of miles or barely used?
I don't know.
Okay, and when did they do the replacement?
Okay, that was back in, like, October, I think.
October of this year, of last year, right? Of 18. Okay, so where are we right now? What's the problem?
Okay, well, ever since I've had the car, I've had the sensors going out, taking it back to Foreman's, they replace them, still same thing, and now it's back in the shop again, waiting on another train.
Are these guys doing all of this? They're not balking at it?
Excuse me?
They're not balking at this. They're not objecting to it. They're just they just keep fixing it?
Right.
How long is this warranty?
Pardon?
How long is the warranty, sir? Like, is it a 6
month? It was up for 118,000 miles.
118,000?
It's an 18 warranty.
What does that mean?
18 months, 18,000 miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you bought this with 100,000 miles on it?
Yes, sir.
Holy crap. So they're fixing it. How do you know about an 1818, Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech?
We do a little work for them on the side. Some of their electrical.
Are they pretty good at paying?
They're good pay. Yeah, they're not bad. It's a good warranty for a used car in 1818.
But, okay. So anyway, what do you need right now? Are you saying they're just not fixing it right and you're sick and tired of it, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, bottom line. What did they say they would exchange it for you?
They didn't say.
How much did you pay for the car?
Okay, I paid, was like $4,000, but with interest and everything, come up to almost like $8,000.
Yeah, well, you don't count that. I mean, the purchase price is $4,000, but you're financing it, right? Hold on a sec. We'll come right back to you.
Guy said, how did that happen? Or this helicopter accident.
Where? Shit.
No, it's not a crash. It's fucking worse, actually.
Where is it?
Where at? Guy gets decapitated. Where is it? Florida. I just sent it to you. Oh shit, it bounced back. Hold on.
Yeah, looks like things have improved. A little bit of slowing downtown, northbound I-25, a bit slow from Alameda, traveling up towards Colfax, southbound.
I've never heard of anything like it.
And that ramp eastbound 6 to southbound.
It happens all the time.
Not all the time, but it does. I mean,
You're saying it's happening right now.
Just in the military.
What are you talking about? What happened?
They said the blade went down and chopped his fucking head off. But look at it, it's right there.
But usually it doesn't do that. They cone up, and even at the lowest, unless the guy's extra tall, I don't even understand how.
And it's a maintenance guy. He was jump starting the helicopter.
So it wasn't very fast.
Okay, as it's starting up, it's drooped, okay? Right. But even when they droop, they're not that.
Two men were using a power cart to jump start a helicopter when it began acting erratically, moving up and down. This motion caused the main rotor blade to
that's
strike.
what happened. It went like that, and it whipped.
So you're when I'm under your blades, those motherfuckers can come
Mark,
down?
no, not unless what they're saying is that they were slow. First of all, when they're fast, they're not going to come down. He was starting it, so they're going like this, and it probably had a compressor stall, and it went like this. Like that, a compressor. So it was just getting started. It's a compressor stall, and it's a jarring motion. It goes like this. But if they were going fast and you have a compression stall, it sounds like this. And nothing. I mean, nothing will bend those things. But I don't even see the video.
What are they made out of, Tom, the blades?
Aluminum or composite or, yeah, usually like that. But
I never get under a helicopter wall.
No, that's not true. I mean,
I'm not going to fucking do it.
It was a killer flight.
How many people run into the tail rotor?
That's more dangerous. But Mark, a helicopter rotor, even when it's slowing down, is not going to droop low enough.
Tell that to this guy.
Did you just hear what I said? When it started acting erratically, that was a compressor stall. He was trying to start it up, and I know if he tried to jump start it, what happened? It wasn't going fast enough, and they introduced fuel into the chamber. And so when a turbine isn't going fast enough and fuel goes in, it goes, and there's a burner. And it's not going fast enough to exhaust it, so it builds up in there, and then bam! And then goes like this. Bam! Like that. That's just
a killer job.
It's called.
He was with another guy. Imagine being that other guy and your buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what's worse. I'll tell you what's worse. The guy might have to rebuild his engine.
Oh, wow. Just like that phone call, Mark. I still think about it right when he said
Here he is. He just wants to go up flying and some asshole get
My husband's in the hospital, but the worst part of it was that Joe bill. $140 to tow it.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's not his fault. He's going to call the show. He's going to call the show.
Oh, this is
It's not my fault, man. If you ever make president, make sure figure out this essential personnel deal. Why do we have essential, non-essential personnel?
Government. Why do we have non-essential government?
Well,
you got to have payroll people. Various people you got to have.
No, but non-essential.
Payroll people.
Payroll is essential.
Person that I'd like to think that I
To the guy getting paid.
Yeah, precisely. That's essential.
But the thing about
Why
it
do they have 25% of the government that's non-essential?
They're going to get all their back pay.
That seems bad.
This is like fucking paid vacation.
If I had 25% of my employees that were non-essential.
Oh, is he going today? Frankie?
100% of my people are essential.
Oh, it's just that the government's probably going to proper time. Right. Even, government, there's a lot of unessential.
That's a lot of non-essentials, 25%.
Even exits and stuff, they don't want to do a lot of head gaskets and stuff.
800,000 people are non-essential.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say,
I don't either.
We don't either.
You said you need some cleaning out?
I'd say, yeah, Trump's going to get a hold of that figure. Business guy. He's going to say, all right.
Okay, now we go ahead.
Yeah.
Now you're
going
not
to save a whole bunch of money.
You're not there.
Cut the fat.
That's a pretty decent one.
Cut the fat.
18.
Oh, wow.
That means basically that 800,000
people.
people.
So wouldn't you, if you were one of those persons, you know you're getting paid, hey, go find another job while they're doing it.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, approvalreverse.com. Take that down if you're looking for a reverse mortgage, or maybe your elderly aunt, uncle, mother, father. It is an excellent tool for some, not for everyone. The loans they're a little more expensive for origination. The interest rate's about 1/4 of a point higher than normal, But what happens is you get to live off the equity of your home and not pay it back, and it can never accrue ever more than the home's worth. If it does, the most you will owe is the house. So you'll never be upside down. It's, like I said, it's special. It's for people you don't want to pass on the equity, you want to live off it. ApprovalReverse.com will get you the truth about reverse mortgages. So, did we get photos on this? Did you call the shoe shop yet or not? No, not yet, right?
We want photos.
Okay, photos first. And John, he's got this car. They've been screwing around with it under warranty. Listen, when you buy a used car with 100,000 miles, you're going to have problems. Now, he does have a warranty, and it sounds like they're trying to accommodate him.
You know, one thing about aftermarket warranties, and these guys I'm sure will agree with it, there are certain people, Kevin might be able to call up, what is it called, 1818 or whatever that warranty company is, and he might be able to get everything handled and everything covered. But one of his guys, and I don't mean they could or couldn't, might not be able to communicate as well with the warranty company or say things that are trigger words for these warranty companies.
You got to be careful and what not to say.
What not to say is the biggest thing.
Because they're looking for ways to get out of it.
They're all looking for ways to get out, yes.
John, I've got good and bad news. The good news is, so far, if you have a warranty, it's in writing, and it's this 1818. It doesn't sound terrible. The bad news is you have to keep riding along with it. And the problem is when it's over, it's over. What I would do right now, this is what I would do, John. You are in the spring. No, did you say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Colorado Springs.
I would go to Honest Accurate Auto right now, and I would have them do just a whole check, as if you're buying the car, a pre-purchase. Here's why. Here's why. I want a list of everything wrong, and then you go to your warranty company and say, okay, here it is. These are the problems. Now, I'm hoping it doesn't say pre-existing conditions excluded.
Well, it's a limited warranty. It's engine, transmission, water pump, and fuel pump. But
John,
that's it. Yeah.
What I would do is get this once and for all. And they can figure out what's wrong with it now. If you do that, and we get Jesse on to talk about it, or is it Bola? Jesse and
Bola.
Yeah, Bola, Jesse.
So either one, I would like to discuss this after they look at it. And if the warranty covers it, it covers it. And in fact, they can probably work on it, right, Kevin? Or not? Do you have to have special people?
Yeah, you got to be signed up with them.
Oh, you have to be signed up.
And they might be. We don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
But no matter what, I'd have them check it out. And then we at least know where to go. Because right now you're calling with a problem. A used car has a lot of problems. And the warranty, they seem to be trying to help. So that's all we can do. All we can do. Brent, what's going on, Brent, with this dealership? What dealership are we talking about?
It's called Auto Warehouse. It's over by Parker Road in Lincoln area.
Yeah, Parker and Lincoln Auto Warehouse. Okay. What about, there are a lot of new dealerships in Parker, so what's going on?
So I had purchased my truck. It's a F-350 diesel, and I didn't know a whole lot about diesels, but I know a little bit.
Now you bought, what year is it?
2006.
Now, the fact that it's more than 10 years old,
yeah,
like 13, and you don't know about them, did you get it checked out before you bought it?
No, I didn't. I mean, to an actual
How many
company,
miles?
No, I had my friend who's extremely good at diesels. He's
Okay. How many miles on this? How many miles on this?
146.
Okay, so you say he's extremely good. Did you guys do a compression test?
Oh, no, we didn't have a chance to do that. Just go over and make sure there was no,
like what?
Monkey business, like somebody modified anything, that it was all stock.
But if the if the transmission was bad, or if the compression was bad, if it had bad whatever, we don't know. You bought it basically on their word. Was there a warranty?
No, there's not a warranty.
Okay, so let's get to the problem part.
They looked it over.
Let's get to the problem part.
Yeah, so the problem is that what actually ended up happening, what I figured out, was the alternator itself was not good.
All right, so right now you have a bunch of problems, or can you boil them down?
The main problem is that the heads are actually cracked.
Hold on.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. We'll talk to you coming up, man. That is a big deal. I'm Tom Martino. Hang on.
This guy's going to have... That's common. That's common on that. Now, what causes it?
It has a little flat?
Yeah.
Did he say it's a diesel or not?
Yeah, diesel. A hammer.
Yeah, what's that?
A hammer could cause it.
Well, funny story.
Dynamite.
I hate when you're starting and you're on their mailing list forever.
Oh,
I
God.
hate.
You should call us. See if he knows.
They said they were flat?
Let's send him to M&S.
They said they were flat? The heads were flat?
Cracked. Could have been overheating, could have been overfueling, could have been, you know, if it had a
could have been anything, right?
Air system on it.
Honestly, I don't do a whole lot of diesel stuff like we electrical, but we don't do
Everybody
mechanical.
chips the snot out of them.
They chip the snot out of them.
And then you just get problems.
But do they crack? Is that common for that engine to crack a head?
They all have problems.
What was that shop out in Parker that you endorsed, Tom, that did diesels?
Douglas County.
Douglas
County Diesel, yeah. They're pretty good.
It's all the same.
Same reason.
In 06, it's road hard and put up wet. It's used to
Well, you know how, what's his name, how he's doing with his leg? Got in that big accident, hit that truck. They had cut it off. Oh, they
Did he end
did?
up losing his leg?
Oh, I thought they were able to save it. Oh, boy. It's way up there, too. It's way up there. What's his name?
Well, it's Hands Automotive.
Hands Automotive, that's the owner?
Yeah. He's that younger guy.
When was this?
A couple months ago.
Oh, well, it's probably a month ago.
Wow.
A good month ago.
Yeah.
I probably semi the, Where they take it off at? All right there. Oh, wow.
Is he still operating? I mean,
That's
poor terminology. I'm just wondering if the shop's still going, because he was a huge part of his shop.
Oh, right, yeah.
Wait, on Colfax, right? Somewhere?
No,
Up north, yeah.
Oh, in Longmont.
Right.
Yeah.
He was Tom, there you go. That's it.
But I know he was like 50% of the shop. He was doing a lot of it.
Yeah. Last picture,
The last time. Get some insurance.
But he's very smart. You know, a guy like that, if he has a good person, I mean, he's real smart. So, I mean, he could do a lot.
Oh, yeah, but
to help out.
it's hard to lose your ace mechanic, which he was.
Right.
You know.
And then how do you get it something good that
the last time? Because everybody else is looking for that.
Look at this piece of shit. This is the guy that abducted Jeannie
like 3 or 4 weeks ago we were talking
and killed the parents and took the girl.
They were missing parts of home. Oh, right. Yeah, femur and stuff. And then she looked like
she escaped. A lady walking her dog found her.
Right there. So he's on.
What was found?
What was that?
This little girl, Jamie Kloss, was found. Back in October.
Somebody killed
her parents and took her from the house. She's been missing for 3 months.
I heard that.
They just found her today. Look at this. They're doing
Does she have?
Well, they didn't really say it.
A 21-year-old kid. A 21-year-old kid is. They caught the 21-year-old kid. So they're announcing right now whether she flagged down a woman walking her dog this morning.
Almost twice the coverage.
They found her, right?
God, that's so sad.
What's going to go on?
She's 13.
My daughter.
The guy's had her for 3 months.
597-03.
He's had her somewhere for 3 months.
597-03.
21-year-old Thomas Barnes.
Oh, yeah.
Since 1985.
Yeah.
We shot.
This happened to leave the back door of the jail open for 5 minutes.
I know. I know.
You know.
So how do you know? I mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's that movie Star Chamber.
Skinner thermometer, whether no, but sometimes you just feel like it. I know. I realize since I
could
not the
I mean, if that was my child.
Yeah.
Just look all those priests.
Yeah. This recording is sponsored by Lowe's.
I think I would do
Lowe's
something.
and give your floors a new look for less with SmartCore vinyl starting at $279 per
90
square
days
foot.
she was gone.
It's easy to
But she's good though, right? She's
well, they don't. They just she found her this morning. I don't know.
Tell me that's
She's a liar, but let me tell you, that chick's gonna be. It's another.
It's their own thing.
Amanda Smart or whatever. One of those cases.
Usually it's like 100% Arabica or 100%
specialty bread. They call it specialty.
I know, isn't that bizarre though?
I can call it whatever I want.
Exactly. 100% blah blah.
100%
100% the best.
shows that right away, right?
If the guy was the diesel expert, they said he was, he should have been able to see either misfired or
no, this guy, you don't respond to him ever again. Who is it? If you ever see TAD in an email, he's a homeless guy in the spring.
My parents
looks better than it did. How does he get his
Now he's never, now you're fucking good, bro. I'm telling you. He's like, what's his name? Suzanne had to block him. He's like the guy that, there's a guy I pissed off and wouldn't stop for 3-4 months. Wrote to the news of it. Don't even say his name. I don't want to go through that shit. He's one of those fucking.
Center of excellence. See the world in a whole new light.
In fact, I just thought of something. He's probably listening online. He's blocked from mine. He's got a phone.
He wanted to abduct the girl, but the parents were home. He went in and he killed the parents and he took the girl. He had her for 3 months.
Where is this at? Wisconsin, I think.
Oh, Wisconsin. Oh, yeah.
And the girl
Where was he found? Where were her parents? In Wisconsin?
Well, no, she's in Wisconsin too.
No, where were the parents killed?
In Wisconsin. The guy went into the house to abduct her, but the parents showed up, killed both parents, and took the girl. He had her for
3 months.
She got away
He
somehow.
must have been like stalking her.
Wasn't he young? Did you
21? Yeah, they show the picture.
Does she know him?
Some lady was walking a dog. She ran up and it was like that. Remember that?
The girl that got out. The girl that got out. That was
How about the room?
And she was here forever.
The room. Oh my God, the room.
That was on a true story, wasn't it?
See the room?
Yeah, it's the girl in the backyard though, right? In like the
It looked like a girl. He looked like a girl, and that was the way he looked in real life.
Hey, are you going to go see this weekend the guy in the wheelchair?
We're this weekend. If I had my kids.
We're seeing Escape Room today.
I don't know that one, but
it's a
horror.
It's Saw.
You like those?
I love those. The more gory, the better, man.
Well, I hate scary movies. I don't like scary movies.
Suzanne's like, she'll tolerate them with me occasionally.
I'm Tom Martino, your
Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by Wink and Wink Attorneys. I hope you never need bankruptcy attorneys who have a heart for consumers and help. They can stop foreclosures with a Chapter 13 in most cases. Chapter 11's complete liquidation. It's something that's drastic for people that need a fresh start. They also do debt settlement. Winkandwink.com, 303-920-1622. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino, a consumer advocate. I fight for consumers, and man, lately I've had a lot of nut job emails. I don't know why, but it's like the season. January, the first quarter of the year brings out nuts. I'm not sure what it is. But we have a lot of good emails as well, people we love to answer and help. And if you ever email us, help@troubleshooter.com, we will answer you or get you on the show. Also, you can call 303-MARTINO, and that's 24/7. You can leave a message if we're not there. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Today's car day. I'll introduce our experts. We have a problem with a dealership, we're told here. The guy bought a 2006 diesel with 146,000 miles. It sounds like he's in a lot of trouble because he said the heads are cracked. I don't know. He said he had an expert look at it, but they really didn't do a diagnostic. And even if they did, would they have found this? I don't know. Here's the thing, Brett. I'm going to give you the bad news first. I'm not saying we don't want to help you, but it's the same story with all of these used vehicles. They're as is. And unless the dealership lied to you or defrauded you, there's not much we can do. And every time I say that, people say, I know what you're going to say. They lied to you and they defrauded you. I know it because everyone says that. But they usually didn't. Usually, the consumer simply was putty in their hands.
Brent,
Suzanne,
did you tell Tom about the radiator and the overflow thingy?
Okay, we'll talk about that. First and foremost, that was the bad news. Now, I'm not saying we can't find a hook here, but when was the date of sale, the transfer?
I believe it was toward the end of September.
Okay.
Maybe the beginning of October.
September.
And then,
did it have a warranty?
No, like I said. And then through about 3 or 4 weeks later, when I actually took it up to actually go hunting, is when we found out that I had this problem.
And what was the initial problem?
So my whole radiator blew up below. Tried to fill it up, realized it was actually blown up below.
Why?
Replaced it. Well, it was actually because of that reason. The head cracked. From the head being cracked, it cracked where the injectors are cooled by the system. So therefore, the pressure of the 65 psi coming in from the injectors pressurizes the system and causes it to do damage to it.
So now you have 2 cracked heads. Is it a V?
Who knows if the other side? Would definitely one. I mean, one injector has to be.
What engine is in this, guys? Do you know what engine is in this? Is it a Cummins or what?
6-liter should be.
A 6-liter Ford? What is it? What kind? I didn't even ask what it was. What is it?
It's a Power Stroke, I believe, right?
What kind is this? Is it a Chrysler? What is it? Dodge? What?
Oh, it's a Ford.
Ford.
It's an F-350.
Okay, I'm sorry he said that.
Yeah.
Guys, we have to. This background noise is terrible. I mean, whatever it is, there's somebody when they turn on a
I was just talking to Grant about that. One of these mics is insanely feedbacking.
Okay, which one is it? So we don't use it. Just tell me which one it is. Try that one.
Testing 1 2.
Try yours.
Testing 1 2.
That's a bad mic.
It's Kevin's.
It's a bad mic. So use this one, guys. Use this one. Okay, good that we know that. All right, so here's the bottom line. If you have a used vehicle as is, what are you calling about? In other words, are you saying what? What are you saying, basically?
The whole reason why I'm seeing if I have something here is because when we took out the radiator,
yes,
it looked like it was pretty much new. There was no dings.
Hold on,
6,000 miles. I expect to see something.
Okay, so
like, wow, that's kind of odd.
Are you saying they knew? Are you saying they knew they had a problem with the radiator?
That's my question.
Okay,
yes,
so let's say they did, and they said, we thought we corrected it by replacing the radiator. So how would that give you anything to go on?
Well, them being a diesel-only shop and selling them, they should have known that that was the problem. They would have known it. You can't mistake having diesel fuel inside your radiator fluid. You can't miss it. It smells like,
but Brent, if they said they replaced, first of all, you got to prove they replaced the radiator. Okay, so.
Correct.
Okay, let's say they said, yeah, we replaced the radiator because the old one was bad.
Well, if that is the case, then he lied to me up front because I asked him, do you have to do any work to it at all? And he said, no, everything was perfect and checked out.
And you have that in writing, that no work was done, it was perfect.
I do have a witness to that,
said,
my wife being there when I asked the question.
And he said it was in perfect condition, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. And they sell a lot of stuff, though. I mean, on their website, they got everything. They're not just a diesel shop.
If we go to court and you say, you told me it was in perfect condition and it wasn't, therefore, you breached the contract, would he admit that and say, yeah, you got me, Brent, you're right. I told you it was perfect.
My guess is probably no.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at. Really, yes. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. What do we have? We have nothing here. I mean, I got to tell you something, Brent. Even if the head was cracked, and he knew it, he didn't have to tell you. What he can't do is lie to you. He can't say, hey, this is in perfect condition, or great running vehicle, or I never had to do work on it. He can't lie to you. I mean, he can, but you could get him if he lied. Here's what I suspect happened. They knew they had this problem, and that's why they changed the radiator out. They probably knew they had a cracked head.
Correct. That's my assumption, too.
I think he knew. My gut is saying he knew about it. I don't know, Kevin. What about you?
Well, if it was cracked, he would have had fuel in his coolant. He would have had smoke. He
had
all kinds of problems when he test drove it. So if none of that showed up when he test drove with the
yeah, it does. It doesn't.
Wait a minute.
When you have that, it doesn't have any smoke. It might perform a little odd, which.
Well, what do you mean it doesn't have any smoke?
But you can have contaminated coolant because that's where the leak goes. The fuel pressure is going into the radiator.
You'll definitely have a misfire. It should run poorly for sure.
Could it be that you cracked the head? That's the argument he's going to make.
That's the argument he's going to use, exactly.
Did you modify the vehicle at all after you purchased it? Put anything on it?
Just drove it, and when I actually drove it back home, because I had no choice but to drive it back home.
How much is it going to cost?
That out,
how much is it going to cost to fix?
From Conifer, I mean, it didn't actually have that bad of a performance issue. I mean, yeah, you could tell.
Brent,
something was just
how much is it going to cost to fix?
Well, it's going to cost quite a bit of money.
How much?
You're looking at least $3,200.
Oh, that's cheap. It's going to cost more like $9 or $10 grand.
It's going to cost more than that, I would
Did you
think.
know? Wait, if he has to do a head on that F350, on that Power Stroke,
well, yeah, it depends if the heads are fixable. You got to replace both heads and probably
why both heads? Let's say only one head.
Well, once you get it in, you're going to find all the other problems. They're just inevitable. So I would estimate between 6 and 8.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, I mean, that's what they told me. Like, if you want to fix this specific issue, then it's this. But because the 6.0 is prone to having a lot of problems that was mismanufactured by Ford, you're going to spend, like you just said, $9,000 to $10,000.
Brent, if you did research, you would have known maybe they were prone to trouble. Again, I am doing this for the people listening. Don't make these mistakes. I mean, you're not the only one. We've heard other mistakes on the show. So we do have a value here of warning people. But for you right now, I fear there's nothing they have to do for you, nor can you scare them into it. But
I do have a question for you.
Okay, what's your question?
Okay, so if I have a picture and I can find it, I'm trying to look for it. I'm still
if
trying
you
to
can
look
find
for
just if you have a picture of what?
Okay, so the overflow. One of the signs of this damage is always
Brent,
that the overflow expands and pops.
Brent, listen.
Okay.
Listen.
So if I had a picture showing that before I bought it,
Brent,
and they had that,
Brent,
is there anything that can be done about it?
Listen to what I'm saying carefully.
Yeah.
Even if they knew there was a problem, people don't understand this. They are not required to tell you. That's the hardest thing to get through people's heads. And I'm not, again, trying to treat you like a moron. I'm saying, even if you proved, you knew it. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Why didn't you tell me? Because I thought you wouldn't buy it. I swear to God, I could say that to you. Okay, so where does the wrong come in? Now, in my book, that's wrong. But it's not technically wrong. Yes, I knew it. Well, why didn't you tell me? Well, I wanted you to buy the truck. Okay, and if I told you that, you wouldn't have bought it. So here's where the wrong comes in for your case, and that is fraud. Fraud is lying or intentionally hiding something to give a false impression, like sawdust in an engine so it doesn't make noise for a few minutes, or you know, drugging a horse who's lame. You know, I'm just saying, it's fraud. It's not the knowing. People sell pieces of crap knowingly all the time. It's not the knowing. It's if he really, honest to God, if he said, I did no work to this and it's in, and I mean perfect running order or anything to that effect, I would try I really would try small claims court for and sue for $7,500, and I would have my wife be a witness and see if the judge buys it. I mean, if you, honest to God, remember him saying this was in perfect running condition, did he use the word perfect?
Well, I asked, followed up the question, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with this truck, nothing you had to fix, there's nothing wrong that you saw. And the answer was no, no, no.
Good.
All three
Brent, that's something. I mean, you know, it's not like words are useless. That is, you know, people, bring your cell phone in. Bring your cell phone in and record people when you're in a sales transaction. Do that at least. At least, but no, better yet, get everything in writing. everything, and I mean everything, put down there, did not do any work on this. Perfect running, please put it down. If they won't put it down, it's not worth it. If they won't put it down. And even if they put it down, there's one more thing. You got to know you're ready to go through a lawsuit. Even if you have everything in writing, you still have to sue. So it's a problem. And here's the biggest problem. People buying used vehicles without getting them checked out. Why didn't your expert see this? Brent, why? You had an expert. Why didn't he see it?
I guess I have no answer for that.
Exactly, because here's where it's going to sting you. When you say, you told me it was perfect. Yes, I did. I thought it was. But it wasn't, and it was obvious. Then why didn't your expert see it, Brent? You see, there's too many variables here. Man, I hate being a deliverer of bad news. Very quickly, Steve, and I mean quickly, I got to take a break. What is your comment?
My comment is he's going to have a lot more problems than he thinks.
Because
everything else is going to start failing. His water pump's going to fail.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that, Steve?
Because the diesel fuel is really corrosive in antifreeze, and that's exactly what happened to my truck. My injector came loose, and I ended up having to replace the heater core,
oh my God,
the water pump. I mean, it is very corrosive.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying that's just the beginning.
This report is sponsored.
I want you to drive across metro area freeway system, spotting on southbound I-25 and Broadway. It looks like speeds are improving. Downtown there, and that typical spot from 6th Avenue.
How long is this
morning? Westbound I-70 is low in the elevator.
I feel bad. How many fucking times do we hear it?
270 at I-70. Watch out for some delays there on that ramp. What the forecast?
Where does it show range in terms of
continue in the overnight hours. Right now,
listenership? I mean, Denver. I mean, it's everybody I know listens to this.
It's arbitrary. You mean like how many?
Yeah, like where does it rank? I mean, what is the
for our time today and talk? Maybe we're probably on 100% for our time slide. I mean, there's people in morning drive and afternoon drive that'll have more listeners, but it doesn't matter. We still have more. He's still the #1 producer in the market, period, when it comes to advertising. Just because of the nature of the show.
How do you rate that? By listener? Is it by like as far as listening?
You take, well, there's different ways. So you can take the total amount of people available to listen in Denver, which I forget. I mean, but you don't want to take little kids because they don't matter. You don't want to take people over.
Demographics built into that as well.
You take the average demographics in an area. So I just did this with Colorado Springs. They have like 500,000 people. But in a particular demo that most advertisers are selling 35 to whatever, 54, whatever, there's X amount, say 200,000 of those people. Out of those 200,000, each radio station has that many available listeners to listen at one time. Then they'll have a share, like a 5 share. That means 5% of those 200,000 people are listening to that particular show at that time. So, I mean, that's really how it works.
Pretty high on AM, especially right now.
Well, with streaming and everything else too.
Well, our biggest thing is we're one of the most downloaded podcasts across the country. I mean, people in New York, Florida, everywhere in the world go to iHeart and listen to the podcast whenever they have time. Because a lot of people so they'll listen to it a week later. I mean, our podcast is downloaded like you can't even believe that. We had more downloads than anybody in the building ever, right? I mean, actually in the market on iHeart Podcast. I mean, it was a ridiculous.
AM, you guys are your show is
like in the fucking country
of downloads for sure.
Yeah,
for downloads we are.
And more. 720-361-2306.
Is 710 over here too? Or
no, that's a different company.
Different company.
It's not a
You're thinking 760 if you are. That's right next to it. They're the Broncos station or something.
Okay, the guy here, Sarge, he said I should have never answered that guy. Nothing.
That was my bad. I didn't realize who it was, Tom. This guy emailed me 40 times in the middle of the night telling me I was going to jump off a bridge or something, like 2 years ago.
No way.
Mom
He's
was like,
listening.
don't ever respond to him again, but he changes his name all the time.
Oh, God.
He has the same
You
email.
recognize? You recognize
I
that's the same
responded
I'm not going to
to
respond anymore, so it stopped.
How many did you get now?
3.
By the way, he is listening as we speak.
He's a nut.
Introduce him to
I'm talking about John Wick
Wick.
from Longmont.
I cannot stand Winter.
John Wick from
Said when
Longmont.
I said you got him by the
What is this with him?
when you got him by the short and curlies, he's the one that said I made a racist comment saying that.
Sure.
I said
He
there's
thought
nothing racist
got him by
about
the short and curlies was racist.
That's what I told him.
That is what everybody does.
Has one administrator for every 8 years. Also,
No,
haven't got one. It just might surprise you.
He listens so much, I do get shocked. He must enjoy the entertainment value. He must.
Of course, they all do that.
Okay, guys.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Are you looking for cabinets? Are you looking for countertops? Do you want to renew your kitchen? Artofgranite.net. You know what I love about Mitch Floria, the owner? He's proud of what he does and will give prices on the phone. All you have to do is call him. Why can he do that? Because he charges wholesale for all his materials, and he simply charges for fabrication and installation. He'll tear out and haul away free. He'll also do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. So it's easy to give you a price. And really, it won't differ much from the actual job, depending on what you pick out at his custom showroom in Golden. That's 303-386-5919. Artofgranite.net. I've known him for many years, and we have so many great reviews. If you want a beautiful kitchen, he's a direct stone importer. Give him a call, 303-386-5919. That's 386-5919. All right, so let's talk to Brent again. Small claims court is what I would do. That's all. You're going to have too much. And that's only $7,500, okay? Because according to everyone we're talking to, once that was contaminated, it's just a time bomb. Now, you may want to be nice and just ask, will you do anything for me? Will they do anything for you? Maybe they will. Brent?
Yeah, I guess it can't hurt.
Well,
right?
you haven't talked to him yet, right?
No, I haven't, because I kind of figured, like what you pretty much said, I didn't have much recourse.
Okay.
Other than I started thinking back, like, well, maybe they try to hide it, you know, type of thing.
What I want you to do is call them and say, look, I'm really screwed here. And there's a new radiator in there, so obviously someone knew about it. I wouldn't do accusations. And I also wouldn't do
it first.
And I wouldn't do like you have a case. Just try it and call us back. That's all I can tell you, man.
They have a service department. Maybe they'll help them out.
Maybe they will. Tony, what's going on with your 01 Nissan Sentra with 90,000 miles? Not bad for a 19-year-old car. What's going on?
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Hey.
Well, it's my wife's car. I guess my question is it worth, and do you guys like somebody for looking it over? It was in the shop yesterday, and they're basically saying that it's got a lot of rust from the mag chloride, and the check engine light is on, which they think is the catalytic converter, which they refer to as that's pretty much the death knell for the car. And I'm thinking,
why is it the death knell?
Have some more life in it.
Hey, I got to.
Well, first of all, why did they say it's a death knell for the car?
I have no idea.
Because it's so expensive?
Pardon?
It's expensive.
Because it's expensive? Guys, what would a cat cost on that?
01 Nissan Sentra catalytic converters.
$3-something,
maybe
$4-something?
$300-400.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But does mag chloride cause this rust? Could this car get? Is that true?
Nah.
Mag chloride's not like the salt they use back east. It's very water soluble, and it doesn't usually linger. That's why they use it. But I don't want to get into that discussion as much as this. Only 90,000 miles. Is it mechanically sound?
Well, that's the thing. I think it fundamentally is, and it would seem to me that a car like that with good maintenance should have a lot of life left in it.
Where are you? Where are you located?
East
Norris.
East Denver.
Just get Norris to look at it.
Yeah, you could do like a pre-buy with Norris at SOS Inspections, or bring it by one of these shops. You got Budget Auto Repair on Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. Then you have Kevin Calkin with 2 locations, and that's Sheridan Auto Tech, and one's in Aurora at what?
2nd in Havana and 6th in Colfax and Wads in Lakewood.
Colfax and Wads, 2nd and Havana.
Tony, I'll tell you something else. And
they'll look at it free. I mean, they're not going to tear into it, but they'll look at it and give you an idea. Go ahead.
We will check it out and help you and your family, Tony. If you want to give Scott a call at the shop, we'll do it for free. We'll spend an hour, hour and a half, and we'll check it for free and confirm or not confirm whatever it needs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't beat that.
Great.
Okay, now, we got pictures of those boots. The woman said she had her brand new boots, brand new. She had them stretched, and it somehow ruined the leather. I don't know how that could happen, but let's look at these boots. And first of all, they don't look ruined to me, so I don't even understand what we're looking at.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. I can't tell. They look like boots.
No, yeah. I think I can see on this picture here it looks a little strange. It looks a little warped, the leather.
Warped? What do you mean?
Right here. Well, I don't know if we're looking at the same picture, but that looks a little strange.
Okay, well, we're putting it online. We're live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Yeah, what do you mean?
That's why I like to buy shoes at Nordstrom.
No, what do you mean?
They return them for free.
Do you mean like warped, like the way they're shaped?
They're like stretched there. It does look a little manipulated.
I don't know. Let me ask her. Sharon, were you saying they're warped like the way they're shaped? I mean, are they misshaped?
Yeah, they're misshaped. They're they have a lot of creases in them that make them look like they're very worn.
I don't see the creases, but maybe. Yeah.
Width is all stretched out. The last picture I sent was a brand new pair.
Okay, good.
Altered.
I'm going to look at those. Oh, I see. Okay.
And how old are these shoes?
They're brand new.
Brand new.
Oh, I see what she's saying now.
Okay, which ones are the new ones?
You can tell the brand new ones because they don't have any of this. Look, the wave. That's got the wave. Keep going.
Like the leather's all broken down.
That's easy to see.
That's the new one?
It doesn't look bad, though,
That's the old or new?
Those are old. Keep going. Go to there's only 3 of them. Keep going. Those are the brand new ones.
I see what she's saying, yeah.
The only problem is that what are they supposed to look like after they get stretched? I mean, they're going to look different.
First of all, how do they fit?
They fit, a little funky because parts of them are overstretched, like the wide part on the foot is.
Can I ask you something? If you brought them back without mentioning the stretching, just brought them back, what would happen if you just said, you know what, I decided I want another color, or you don't want them? I mean, where'd you buy them?
Macy's.
They'll take them back, right? They will. They will take them back. They don't ask.
Well, how old is it? I don't know what Macy's return policy
They're brand new. When did you get them?
I bought them in December.
Come on, everyone returns after Christmas. You don't even say anything. I don't think they'll matter. You know, you'd be shocked at how people just return stuff. That's the easiest course. This guy's not going to
I find that deplorable, but...
What do you mean deplorable?
I wouldn't return that.
Yeah, it's not fair to the retailer.
Okay, then don't. I mean, I know what to tell you, Sharon, but I can't, honest to God, I can't fight for this because I don't think it's worth it, okay? Because they will take them back. And by the way, when you say fair to the retailer, they'll just put them on a rack and sell them for a discount. They won't even take a loss. So I can't reconcile that morality thing. I mean, no, I wouldn't cheat somebody and substitute brands or something, but I have no problem taking something back.
I returned a pair of shoes to Walmart once. You ready for this?
What?
Like a year later.
Well,
a year later.
When we were kids, Tom, he wouldn't do that.
I was like 18.
First of all, I'll do whatever they allow as long as I don't lie and I don't misrepresent a product. I mean, if they don't ask and I take something back because I thought it wore out too soon or I didn't like it and it was a year, and they didn't ask, if they said, when did you buy it, I would say last year. If they say, well, we're not going to do it, I'll say, okay, fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying is what I'm saying. But I wouldn't be mad if they refused me. Donna, what's going on?
Well, last night I took some pictures of maggots coming out of my carpet and got bitten a couple of times.
And also, you said there was a rat that set up housekeeping under your bed, right?
There's a rat or a mouse. It has moved It's in here somewhere.
All right. And then you also said there were other, you had in a jar some bugs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We sent somebody out to investigate. And you remember, and I do want to talk about it. We have a follow-up coming right up, okay? So hang on. You're going to be next. SentryRV.com. Sentry as in 100. You know, when I said that one time, somebody said, what do you mean, Tom? What other Sentry is there? Well, there's a Sentry who's a guard, S-E-N. This is Sentry as in 100, C-E-N-T-U-R-Y, SentryRV.com. 2 locations if you want a service department. You know, Kevin and Mark, when you talk about service, you'd love to service RVs if you could, but do you have room for giant RVs? I mean, most people don't. Do you?
Yeah, we work on them in the parking lot.
Can you get them in the parking lot? Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Kevin? Do you work on them?
No, we can't get them in the building.
And then Mark, maybe transmission or something, but what happens if there's something wrong with the RV part of it, the house, the plumbing? You know, they're such complicated machines. Century RV, what I like about this place, they don't just sell new and used. They have a service department, which is really cool, and that's at the 119 turnoff on I-25, Highway 119 and I-25, and they also sell up there. Then they have an indoor showroom out west, just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims. That's SentryRV.com, 303-453-1111.
This is Denver's Talk.
Whatever you see. Oh, just a picture of, she's kind of a hoarder a little bit. Don't you think?
Network stops are lower and
Not too bad.
Like he showed you the picture.
I feel, God, man.
Oil prices are dragging down energy companies, and banks and tech stocks are also.
After talking to him,
What do you do? What do you do with that?
He's pretty good at this.
What's that?
He'll like transfer.
I mean, what do you do with this case?
You try to help him.
And you're 100% nothing.
Oh, dude, I'm talking.
And rental prices increasing at the slowest pace in 3.5 years in December, which
What happens when you legalize marijuana?
and a house
Mark
market
sent me that already on that
long
accident.
time. Nationwide annual rent was up about 3.5%
It's all going to hell in a handbasket.
the
It's
labor
legal
department.
marijuana.
I could have got my head chopped off flying to Watkins, is what I've learned.
Like, what, you trying to hit the end of that? What the hell?
So what's the deal with the lady with the bugs, the mouse?
You'll hear it.
Who went out there?
White kid, I think.
Fearless duo over here.
Michelin Man is on your side.
Those ones aren't, there's nothing
We
fun
thought
about them.
this was our lady that was going to be out
All
there.
the military ranks working this out there.
Michelin blade flex to the curve.
Well, the irony of it is
Unparalleled straight green light lasting.
We thought you all were
Oh, God. Wanted this? Got that. Wanted this? Got that.
It's a
About 10
difference.
seconds says,
Available at Wall
instead
Street.
of I started the new year with a hangover.
Democrats to the number all wanted exactly what this guy has 5 years ago. Every single one. Now they're all
IQ-70 approaching the
Now they're all
I-70 off-ramp
it's a
there.
political
Watch
move
out
for
for
them.
delays.
They're looking terrible.
Eastbound C-470. This is at Santa Fe.
What, Dems?
Backup, so watch out for
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
The rest of the drive on the
Absolutely. But the Dems think that the Republicans are going down.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Manufacturing.
They can think what they want.
night talk show. Yeah.
Well, I can't believe it just doesn't do the emergency thing and say, okay, we're going to put you in, build a wall.
Right now,
This is
light
emergency.
snow,
We have
freezing
drug
fog in
problems.
Denver. We're sitting at
I think
31.
Did you see Jim Acosta?
Oh,
Did you guys see
That was the funniest thing I've seen.
Well, then,
Wait,
Yeah, the
what
one
happened
there.
That was so
And what
perfect.
happened? No problem.
Jim Acosta tweets, he finds his way to the border in Mexico.
To a wall.
That was stupid. I don't see anyone here or
And he
something.
does a video and he goes, it's all peace and quiet over here. I don't see the threat. I don't get what's going on.
Yeah.
Look at these metal slats. They look here.
Right.
They're here. I don't see anything. Everything looks good.
That's stupid.
He goes, to me.
That's why.
He goes, look at Trump. What's he talking about? And Sarah Jessica, the Speaker of the House, she's like, thank you so much, Jim Acosta, for proving Donald Trump that where there's a wall,
There's no
peace and
threat.
quiet. There's
Yeah.
no threat. And he works for CNN. It was the biggest.
Wait. For proving that where there is a wall.
There's no
There's
problem.
no problem.
You need to go to a place where there wasn't one. He went to where there's a wall.
See,
And
you
there's
guys, you guys confuse me. Because
I tried to explain this
he
to him
was
yesterday.
showing that the wall does work.
Yeah.
Well, no, but he's against. He works
He
for
was
CNN.
he was trying to show there's no need for a wall because there's no one there.
Right. The reason there's no one there is
It's because there's a wall.
Right.
They're coming through where there is no
But
wall.
I get that immediately.
But he's an idiot.
And
That's the part you missed.
And Trump said, he goes, this guy's not very smart, but he's got a loud voice, and so everybody does hear him, but he's not very smart because he really put his foot in it.
He put the foot in the mouth.
Are a lot of people criticizing him?
Oh, yeah.
Just
But
everybody.
the whole point is
The whole
that
country is calling him
the
an
whole
idiot.
point is that there's no one there probably because there is a wall.
That's exactly what
He was going there.
His point was, they're saying there's a crisis at the border. I don't see anybody here where I'm at.
Right.
But that's because there's a fucking wall there.
It's beautiful. It's peaceful on this side, peaceful on that side. There's no crisis in the United States. We don't need this.
But he doesn't go to where they're driving
Okay,
through.
at least Fox gets what I was trying to say. Jim Acosta actually is mocked for accidentally proving that the wall works.
Yes, right, exactly.
Yeah, he really fucked up.
No, he didn't do it
He didn't fuck up
intentionally.
in our opinion.
He didn't think it out.
No, but his base is not happy.
Exactly. I love it. I love it.
So
Perfect
What
timing.
an idiot he
Perfect
is.
timing. So Trump called him. He goes, Trump's called it. He goes, this guy's not very smart, but he's got a big voice. He's got a big audience. Yeah.
That's classic.
Classic.
Donna called with a complaint.
Now, Donna, I got to ask a few questions, Donna.
Sure.
And I hope you allow me to ask questions that may sound like they don't make any sense, but I really have a reason. How long have you noticed this problem with pests?
Oh, since last, about the end of May.
How long have you lived there?
2.5 years.
Okay, but why? What happened at the end of May? What changed?
They built right across the street. This is all I can figure. Another apartment building, a small one. And
Did that bother
they put in
you?
new piping.
Did that bother you?
Well, yeah, because it was really loud. That's the only reason it bothered me. They put in new water pipes. They took it, the street was raised up, and all I can think of is there are new tunnels and ways to get into this apartment building.
So after they built that, you had been there 2.5 years, and you never had problems before this?
Oh no, I never had a fly or a spider.
Then all of a sudden in May, these things started showing up. What started showing up? Maggots?
No. First what showed up was bed bugs.
Bed bugs. And were they biting you?
Oh, yeah. I've got pictures. The guys saw the pictures.
Okay. And what else? Bed bugs, maggots, what else?
Okay. They sprayed, the bed bugs went away. Okay. And now there's maggots in this carpet. This carpet has been abused.
Okay. And in addition to maggots, what else?
Well, when they grow, they turn into little flies, and that's when they start biting me. And then there's, while I was waiting for you,
So
I was
hold on,
picking
maggots, flies, what else?
little tiny black bugs. While I was waiting for you, I was picking them off my bed. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what else? Okay, so we got bed bugs, we got maggots or bed bugs, maggots, flies, black bugs. What about the eggs? Mark said something about eggs.
Yes, there's something that lays eggs in my apartment.
Little tiny eggs?
Tiny eggs, and I've got a yolk. I've saved
a yolk?
A lot of stuff. Yeah, a yolk out of one of the...
You have tiny bacon?
No, tiny bacon.
Okay, listen, I want to ask you something seriously. And the reason I'm asking is because I ask this all the time. Many times when people all of a sudden notice stuff like this, there's other things going on, and it triggers them to look closer. So did anything go on in your life like that made you irritable or wanting to get out of there or
no.
Anything at all?
Well, no.
Nothing in your life happened. No one died. Nothing happened. I'm serious now. Okay.
I know. I've been asked that because I went into therapy because I thought, this is driving me crazy.
What kind of therapy did you go into?
Just because I have to sleep on a pile of bugs. I have
Let's say I didn't know
on my mattress.
If I didn't know you from anywhere, I would think there were 3 possibilities.
Okay.
One, that you got a problem with insects and pests. 2, that you have a problem only you can see, or 3, no, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Where you know right where to look and when to look, and it's really a real problem. 3 is that it's somewhat exaggerated or imaginary because of some. Hello. Why am I having a problem for some reason? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard some echoes. I'm sorry. So, Donna, and I'm saying this because I had a relative once who had some medication, and they had a bad reaction to medication, and I swear to God, in the middle of the night, we had to get up and go over, and because she said there were things crawling on her wall.
Oh. I know.
No, I'm
I've
serious.
Had people ask me that.
No,
I know.
People ask,
and
if I didn't have Mark go there, I wouldn't have asked. But Mark swore to God he saw nothing. Nothing. And he's trying to help. Mark wouldn't have gone out there if we just thought somebody called and was exaggerating. Mark, what did you see? Anything at all?
I hate these kind of circumstances.
Okay,
I
go ahead. What
do.
did you see?
There was nothing there. There's no mouse droppings. There's no mouse. There's no rat. There's no bugs. The bugs you showed me, Donna.
Is there any?
No, this is what really... Donna, I didn't know how to tell you when I'm sitting in front of you, but what you showed us was carpet fibers and lint. There was nothing alive in those jars. And I don't know how to communicate past that.
Well, I'm saying, Donna, I mean, she went to therapy, so she was open to some idea. Donna, if it is some medication reaction or emotional thing, you'd want to know.
Taking any.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, but you'd want to know if it was emotional or psychological anyway, right? I mean, in other words, I don't have a reason to sit here and say, well, it's emotional or it's psychological. I mean, I don't have a reason to do that. In fact, I have a reason to do just the opposite. That's why we sent Mark, because we have people that could go out there and get rid of them. Except Mark said...
You don't see them.
What's that?
You don't see them. You don't see them.
Then how do you know they're there?
In the evening, the maggots, there aren't that many. And the mouse, I saw the tail. That's all I've seen.
Are you positive? Now, Donna, please don't be offended when I ask. Are you positive there's nothing going on in your life that psychologically, there wasn't a trauma, you didn't lose anyone, there's nothing, a divorce or...
My family's been gone forever.
Okay. So there's nothing recent, nothing that happened. Were you ever treated for mental illness?
Never.
Never. How old are you?
No.
What did your son have? You shared something with me. Your son had some issues.
He just doesn't feel the bites. He knows they're there, and he sees them on me. I mean, I've got them all over.
Yeah, but there's something called Morgellons disease, which is totally imagined. But people have bites and cuts and bruises and they have, what do you call it when you get bitten? With welts all over. And it's totally imaginary. It's called Morgellons disease, and people have scratched themselves raw almost. I'm not suggesting if I hadn't had Mark out there, but he said, Tom, she was pointing stuff and saying, here it is, and there was nothing there.
One of the eggs was a piece of paper, Donna. I mean, literally.
Well, Mark, she's saying she didn't show you anything. Did you or didn't you?
Yeah, I showed him two. Yeah, I showed him
the 2 vials you had.
The 2 vials I have.
And the egg.
But also under the bed. If there were droppings under the bed, unless you cleaned them, they'd still be there.
And in the box. This is how do we help her? This is really what we want to do, Donna. I don't, like Tom, this is where you are very good.
I mean, first of all, I want to leave it open. I want to leave her open to the possibility. But if she says, God, you guys just don't see it. I understand what you're trying to do. I appreciate you helping me. But it is absolutely not psychological. I have nothing wrong with me. Then there's nothing I can do. So if you're not open to the possibility, there's not. But I don't want to convince you either if truly there isn't anything there. You know, Donna?
I change the sheet every day, because the bugs have been on there. I vacuum every day because it picks up some of the maggots.
Has a pest control person ever gone
Don't you think Mark would have seen one maggot, just one? A maggot is a white worm.
I know.
But maggots don't move like that. They don't come in and out at night and day like that. They're not like, they don't move that fast. If you had an infestation of maggots...
No, I pick them up and put them in the I picked one up last night.
Donna, the hardest part was when you showed me all the examples of the bugs that were laying eggs and stuff. That was carpet lint and fiber from shirts or your couch or something. It wasn't organic whatsoever. That was the biggest thing. The yolk was a piece of paper.
There was no the yolks, not the shell. The yolks.
It was a yellow stain.
How big are these eggs, would you say, that have yolks? Because insect eggs don't have yolks. I mean, what kind of a...
She told me they were about like this. And, of course, no one can see that.
There was one that was very hard.
What do you mean like this? Like that? Like the size of a... Would the egg be the size of a dime?
A little bigger.
Jelly bean.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You mean there's eggs as big as jelly beans around your place?
Well, little ones, like...
well, you said, but like jelly beans, the little jelly beans.
They're not laying all over. I've had 3 of them.
And you had one in a jar, and Mark said it wasn't there.
It wasn't even in a jar. It was
just a yolk.
It was, yeah. What do you say?
And then he held it up, and he said, this looks like a fish. Well, it was part. It did look like a fish. That's a long story, though. I was taking a shower, and I looked down, and there's this thing that looks like a
fish?
Goldfish.
In your shower?
I pick it up. Yeah.
Okay, this goldfish in your shower, about how big was that?
Size of a quarter, but it wasn't a goldfish.
What was it?
I don't know. That's the problem. I showed it to my son.
And can we talk to your son?
He doesn't want to be involved.
Because
she shared with me his son. Her son is off his
because
meds.
he doesn't believe you. Hold on a second, right? I don't want to dismiss her, but I really don't. Keith, I want to get her. I want to get her help. Let's put it this way: I want to get her help one way or another, whether it's real or.
To me, if she's really got all these bites, right? Why don't she prove it? Go to the urgent care. They're going to say if Mark didn't see anything, they're not going to see anything. What she should do is hang up, and people that really need help should call the show. Tell Crazy to get off the bottle or stop taking the medication.
No, she's not.
No, she's not one of those.
Man.
No, she's not.
She's got a real problem.
She's got a problem of some kind. Hold on, we got more coming up.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Coaches.
I've got a lot to drink. I've never seen fucking eggs.
Sure. I think Mark suggested what he would do is go out there.
We really are
and sleep with her
concerned. We want to help. We're not concluding anything.
So she has, pest control people have gone out there?
Yeah.
They made a report?
Mark, now she's saying she didn't really show you anything. It was the yolk.
Listen, man, she's fucking nuts. I don't know what to say.
And she looks just straight at you like stone cold sober, right?
Oh, she's not drunk.
Oh,
not drunk. Were you there?
Yeah.
Okay, you were there too. What did
oh,
you
he gets credence.
Mark was there. What really happened? Did she say here are some eggs? Or?
Yes, the yolk thing was in there. Like Mark is the one who went in there and looked.
What did she crack the fucking thing open to see the yolk?
No, she had the shell on there. It was a piece of paper.
The shell was literally here. There's your shell. I fuck you.
Was
not.
it that big? How big was it?
No, but it was seriously a piece of paper.
I want to know how big it was.
Like that.
Like that. And then I said, that's a piece of paper.
And
my son took the shell, I guess. That's just a piece of paper.
And then she had 2 vials filled with water. And in each vial, maybe a cup of water, or a half a cup, there was carpet fibers in just different colors. Lint, fucking lint, like you get out of a dryer and shit.
How far away?
You get the lower rate. With Rate
Not
Shield,
far.
we really have you covered. Here are more reasons.
And listen, the complex, holy shit, that's where I want to retire.
Calkins' phone number? Can we give her Kevin Calkins' phone number?
Yes.
So she can call when she sees
you. think I did it? Is there a therapist on the list?
Is there a therapist on the referral list?
Not that's going to deal with it. No, but not that's going to deal with it. This is a medication. This is a psychiatrist at minimum.
Her son doesn't want to be involved.
Well, she told me since her son's been off his schizophrenic, or what is it?
Bipolar.
Why don't we tell her next time the maggots come out to actually film it, photograph it, and then send it to the show?
She has.
Do we have photos?
No, it's a piece of rice on the fucking carpet.
Or something.
Really?
Yes. What was it? What do you think?
If you want to really have fun, let's bring some real maggots up and drop them.
Fuck. God, man.
Just kidding.
No, borderline, or we exploit it.
This guy called Vince. That black helicopters were following him and tracking a device in his brain. And I have a black helicopter. I was going to play shit on him. I know.
One day I'll call him and say,
Come on, can you honestly say you see a black helicopter right now?
Yeah.
He's here right now.
No, I'll go out and visit them while you're doing it, and I'll go, I don't even know. There's no helicopter there as you're flying by.
Hover really low, shine a light.
I don't hear anything up. Put your hair.
What are you talking about, man? It's beautiful.
That kicks up a lot of fucking wind.
No, but people that have Lyme disease too. You were talking about the Magellan's. Morgellons.
Look up Morgellons.
Yeah, I know. Lyme disease people act the same way a little bit. They say they pick things out of their, they pick metal out of their skin and stuff, and they say it's alien.
Dude, she looked at a carpet fiber in front of us and described it as what, half fish, half whatever.
Right. The one little hole looked like a fish. She says, "Yeah, it came out of my hair after I showered."
Wow. Well, sorry, I don't know the story, but is she trying to get out of the Elise?
No.
What is her main?
She just wants
to.
to.
There is no main.
So was it a tweet or a video?
She wants the bug.
Acosta thing.
She wants the bug.
It's a tweet.
No, he was doing a video.
I saw it on Fox. It's a video. It's a video.
It's a video tweet.
It is the worst thing he's ever done in his career.
All right, so
look, really, just for those listening, we investigated this with Donna, and there might be something there. I wasn't there, but Deputy Dan was there too. And Deputy Dan, you said you said there was Donna, listen, our goal here is to, honest to God, try to find if there's a problem or not, or what to do.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have done extensive research, and the bugs don't come out on the bed until you lay down and they sensor the weight and the heat.
I'm not doubting bed bugs at all, by the way.
No, that's not bed bugs. These are little black bugs. I don't know what they are.
Well, if they're in the bed and they're bugs, they're bed bugs.
Maybe.
Normally.
But which one of them even said in the little thing that I have these bugs in, he said, "This looks like a fish." And I said, "Well, it looked like a part fish when I was in the shower, and it just..."
Donna, Mark said you pointed out something. You said, here's the yolk and here's the shell, and the shell was literally a piece of paper.
Yes, my son did that.
What do you mean your son did that? But why would you think, looking at a piece of paper, that it was a shell?
Well, because at first it was, and then I left it for 4 days.
So what, did he substitute it?
Yes.
Why would he substitute a piece of paper?
Because
why?
He has bugs. He has bugs in his room too, but he's in denial. And
oh my God.
So I can't count on him. He's
Wait a
bipolar.
minute. So he is denying the bugs, but why would he substitute? Yes. What? This is the part I don't understand. He saw your bug egg shells, and he took one of the shells and put a piece of paper in his...
one.
But why did he take a piece of your shell and replace it with paper? How did that help his case?
Because it felt like paper when you picked it up.
No. But you said he has bugs, but he's in denial. I don't understand why he would bother substituting a piece of paper for your shell. I don't understand why. What is the goal? Do you see what I'm saying? What's the goal for him doing that?
Well,
to trick you?
Room.
Did
I'm trying to be tired.
Oh,
I'm trying to be quiet.
Did he want to trick you? Did he want to trick?
Yes.
Why? Why does he want to trick?
But why? He wants to stay here because it's cheap. And he stays with me when I have problems. When I have surgery coming up, well, I can't have surgery unless I move.
What kind of surgery do you have?
Well, I had one rotator cuff. No, thank you. I had one rotator cuff replaced. Now I need the other one replaced.
Are you in pain? Are you on pain meds? I'm trying to look for a solution here. Okay, you understand I'm serious and I'm not trying to make fun. Honest to God, Donna, I'm serious, and it does sound psychological to me, but you won't even leave that open for a possibility.
I have blood on pictures that I have. I have blood. I have the bugs.
Okay, would you send us photos? We don't see any. Mark said, I want to see, like, a maggot is a pretty good size. You can take a picture of a maggot, right?
Well, they grow. They grow. Yeah, I took a
Wait, what do you mean they grow? Do they grow daily?
Well, they grow. They start in this carpet where these old ladies that got evicted.
And then what? They grow, and then what? And then what?
And then they turn into little flies.
But what I'm saying is, can you take a picture of them before they turn into a fly?
I took one last night.
Can you send it to us, please? I really want to see this. Did Mark see the photo?
No, because I took it last night.
No,
what did you see?
I saw one. I don't know what she took.
What was the photo, Mark?
Dan, what do you make of it? Honestly,
that one photo you saw. What was it?
I have no idea.
What was it, Dan?
I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like a.
It did not look like a bug.
I don't know. Piece of rice
well,
or.
I have the.
I don't know where this is going. I mean, Donna, if you don't agree that you're right. If she's not open to it, what do you do?
If you are open to it, Donna, I would like to get someone to talk to you and come up and visit you. I would, okay? But if not, we can. Because we are going on a wild goose chase here. I'm Tom Martino. And remember, referralist.com. If you need to email us, it's help@troubleshooter.com. Also, you can call us 24/7. At 303-MARTINO, 303-MARTINO.
Dr. Adrian Stewart has a drug-free, non-invasive way to remove fat and simultaneously increase muscle in your abs.
And she says her son's in there. This is like, you're really...
We didn't meet the son.
Oh, she's not phony baloney. I mean, she really believes everything.
That's what I was just going to... I think... How old is she? Real serious?
She's actually in pretty good shape. And here's the weird part. Did you notice how quick she is? Like when he said certain things.
Well, you guys were really sensitive to her, and that's cool.
No, I wasn't always fun of her.
The show was really
really want... You know,
nobody can say anything.
Donna's mother took a medicine one time. We went down to her place because she swore to God there were things crawling. And she's not crazy, I thought. Let's go. There was nothing there. She goes, look, oh my God, look.
That's how this was.
Nothing there.